exploded in the 7th inning, scoring 9 runs. 9-1 was the final score in that ball game.
Very hard game for Southern to swallow last night.
Yeah.
And talking to Crenshaw, coach over at Southern, he was like, hey, this is last night was last night. Right now is now. And, frankly, we win or go home. Yeah.
And that's the bottom line with all of these teams is that they understand this is it, the first 2 games at least. And for the 2 games coming up, they got a little leeway because they haven't lost a game yet. There's a shot right to the third baseman and retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on to start this first inning. No score, and Pine Bluff coming up to bat. We'll take this timeout. Back after this at the 2025 Southwestern Athletic Conference Baseball Tournament.
History of winning started with the 65 Gators losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. What is the solution?
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water so they could sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Boom, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
We follow pizza drivers to make sure the customers get a Pepsi.
Pizza guy. Pepsi guy. Is that legal?
It's a gray area.
Not going anywhere without.
To enhance your pizza's flavor.
That's the perfect combo.
Yeah, he's still following me. Probably a stupid marketing stunt.
Hey, HBCU friends and fam, spread the word. The Retool Your School program is back and making a bigger impact than ever before. For more than 15 years, we've been making a difference by helping HBCUs build what they need to take their campuses to the next level. From lounges for ideation and collaboration to gardens that beautify campuses, this year we're showing up in a big way, helping HBCUs shine with over $3 million in Retool Your School grants. Find out more at retoolyourschool.com. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
And welcome back to Birmingham. Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and Southern no score. The Pine Bluff Golden Lions made short work of Southern University in the top of the first inning, and now they will come up to bat here in the bottom half of the first inning. For Arkansas, Pine Bluff, well, it was a long game last night. They gave up 13 runs to the Grambling Tigers, a 13-6 loss last night, game that lasted until about 10:30 or so. And so a quick turnaround here for the Golden Lions.
Be very interesting to see early in this ball game if UAPB has their sea legs under them.
Oh, exactly. No doubt about that because, again, it's usually it's about a 12-hour turnaround if you lose a ball game, sometimes shorter, sometimes more. It just depends on when the game has concluded. Southern probably a little bit more rested, obviously, than Arkansas Pine Bluff. That pitch to the inside for a ball. Gavin Terry, the left fielder, hitting .277 coming into the game. He's started in 41 games, 26 RBI. I want to welcome all of our viewers on HBCU Go. As part of the broadcast with the SWAC Digital Network. Thank you for joining us here for Game 2 of our 4 games here today. Of course, the first 2 elimination games. Crowd continues to build here in Birmingham. That pitch is a strike. Yesterday, Gavin Terry got on in the 4th inning with a walk, but he did get a single in the 8th inning. And there's a strikeout.
You know, a very unique thing. This game features the brothers battery, Rashard and Renard Grace.
It's always great to see a family affair.
Yes, indeed. They come from a really successful baseball program in Madison Central and around the Jackson, Mississippi area.
You know, a lot of people know about Mississippi with football and, of course, basketball, but there's some great baseball in the state of Mississippi.
Tremendous baseball that's always been played there.
Here's a shot in the left center. It's a base hit for Eli Gree Smith.
Quite a few years you had the AA club for the New York Mets there, the Jackson Mets, and the Astros AA team there, and of course the Braves AA team was in the Jackson area. So a lot of great baseball that's always been in that area.
I think that also helped out with the young people because, you know, young folks could go out to see a AA ball club out in Jackson.
I can always say I saw Darryl Strawberry before he was Darryl Strawberry.
Wow, that's huge. Shot to the third baseman. Safe. And they want a review of this. Take a look to see if he touched the player or the bag. No. And I don't think he got the bag either. Yeah, I don't think he got the player or the bag on that one.
Yeah, it was a tough angle to see from over here. I was curious to see what we were going to see on replay as he came sliding across the bag and tried to show the ball, but to no avail, looks like.
Let's see, right. I think he had control of the ball when he hit the bag.
That's the question, is that did he have control of the ball when his foot hit the bag?
Well, it's in the glove.
That's the question, is did he have control of the ball in his glove while he had his foot on the bag? But these officials are right on that angle, though.
Yeah, they're on the angles. Here we go.
He's safe. It didn't take him long.
Before the game, I had a chance, guys, to talk to Eli Gray Smith with Arkansas Pine Bluff, who's at second base now. And I looked at him. He's a bigger guy than you think he is.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, you know, I said, you like swinging the bat and playing, and he looked at me and said, I just like playing baseball.
That's it. When you like playing the game, it does make a difference.
Yeah, one thing I can say about Logan Stout yesterday, he really talked about his ball club and how much of a joy it's been coaching them and coaching them up and getting them to believe they can win baseball games, and he's to really turn this baseball program around.
And Charles, you and I spoke about this earlier, how quickly that program was turned around.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Years prior, we didn't see UAPB, but here they are.
Yeah, there's a strikeout. Blake Coleman.
Not only is he excited about Coach Stout's excited about this year and the guys he has, but he's excited about the 17 commits that he has. They're called the top recruits coming in, one of the top recruiting classes in the nation coming to UAPB baseball.
Wow.
Coach Stout, a long time over one of the top travel baseball teams in the country, and he's tapped into that well of really getting some top recruits coming to the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff.
You know, Stout had a lot to say about the conference and all the teams that are in there. He said this place, when he's talking about place, he's talking about the conference, is loaded with talent. He said it's loaded from top to bottom on every team. And he was saying that he lets people know that if you come play in the SWAC, you got to be a ball player.
And you know, that was the thing that really jumped out talking to him yesterday in terms of just his reverence for this conference and the players that have come through this conference. He talked about just being in awe of watching the guys week in, week out play in this conference, guys that he knows can get to the next level.
That's what you love to see is when coaches come into the conference, the respect that they have for it. And that's always great to see that, because, you know, when you come into a conference that has its own style, own brand, its own culture, it is so important that you understand what you're coming to. Because, you know, we've seen this before, and, you know, this is just how this is going. We've seen times where coaches come in and they don't understand the culture. They don't understand how the recruiting goes. They don't understand that, and you get that stubbornness at times. Well, we're going to do it this way, and sometimes they have a hard time and not successful because they don't understand how it works.
They don't understand what is going on in the SWAC, and I mean from all athletic standpoint. They just don't, and we've seen people come into the conference who have not been successful because they've come from other places and they don't realize the talent that is in this conference, and they don't win a game.
Yep.
And we've seen that more than once. Or they come in and they struggle. They come into this conference and they struggle. So, you know, when you have people that understand it, because as Stout had said, well, you've got Southern again today. You've played them before, and he said, let me tell you who I see right now is Cardell Thibodeau.
Mm-hmm.
He said, that guy right there, Cardell Thibodeau, and he just looked at me, shook his head, and said, that is the dude.
You know you're a heck of a ball player when you're just referred to as the dude.
Dude, yes.
Or Hoss. Hoss is the one I like.
Small got aboard by a walk. And so bases are loaded early on here in this ball game for Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Had a bit of a rough one last night for Arkansas Pine Bluff against Grambling State University. Grambling came out and they were swinging the bats right off the bat. Very aggressive. I think it caught Arkansas Pine Bluff a little off, you know, put them on their heels. Then you had some bombs hit out of this park down left field.
Yeah, it was a couple. We had to call the space station and let them know one was coming.
Hey. We saw one shot. I'm like, do you have a visa to go get that?
Oh, man, it was just incredible. No score, but bases are loaded. Now the count is even at 2-2.
Now, Coach Crenshaw told me that Grace, he's going to go fastball, slider, changeup.
Full count now.
We've seen this before now with pitchers. Calm down.
You know, I love the 3-2 pitch with the bases loaded and the base runner coming down the line when that full swing is coming. That is scary to watch.
And a walk. Run scored for Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Well, Coach Stout has said, you know, anything can happen. This is baseball. So you're starting off with the bases loaded, taking advantage of it. We've seen this throughout the tournament so far in the second day of our tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball gods have smiled on some at one moment and then frowned on them literally next pitch.
Man, that's what's tough.
Well, you go back to that play. We talk about giving away outs. Taylor made double play ball. They weren't able to turn it. And here's what we have going.
This one, a shot over the left field wall. Home run. A grand slam.
Guys, watch this on the replay. Watch what the left fielder does.
Looks at it.
He doesn't even move. You know that it was like, yes, this is one of those, do you have a visa? Because you're going to need to re-enter into the United States. Look at him. He doesn't even,
way out of there.
And it's over the scoreboard.
Jesus Riera, the senior, getting a grand slam. And just like that, it is 5-0, Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Wow, that was a shot.
Tells you how much he got all of that when the left fielder does not flinch.
He didn't budge. Now we're going to see what Grace has. Can he shake it off and settle down and let's go?
Trinidad De La Garza now at the plate. This one into left field. This one will be caught. It'll stay inside the park. And that's the third out of the inning. 5 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and nobody left on. 8 batters come to the plate for Arkansas Pine Bluff here in the first inning. We'll take a timeout. Here in Birmingham, it's the 2025 SWAC baseball tournament. Back after this.
The SWAC, the premier athletic conference in the nation. A collection of schools rich in tradition, pride, and pedigree. Sacrifice, winning, allegiance, champions. We are the SWAC, building champions for life.
A history of winning started with the 65 Gators losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. The point is the solution.
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water, so they could sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
Welcome back to Rickwood Field here in Birmingham, Alabama. It's the 2025 SWAC baseball tournament. It is 5-0 Arkansas Pine Bluff, and they have brought the bats out. Now we move to the top of the second inning for Southern University. Jalen Lucky up to the plate.
That was a heck of a first inning for Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Absolutely. Lucky hitting .308 on the season. We're coming into this game. Now, if you are Arkansas Pine Bluff or Southern, you are already playing from behind the 8 ball, so to speak. And really the most important thing for them is one pitch at a time. You don't like playing from behind like this because it really puts a lot of pressure on the pitcher. Now you can't really give up a whole lot more. Of course, now you force your offense to have to produce now.
Yeah, you do have force your offense to have to produce, but you know, the silver lining is the early part of the game. You still can have quality at bats and string them together.
With a younger team, you know, guys, you always have to tell them, and I've told them that in the past, is that's why we play 9 innings. The game isn't over because it's in 1 inning.
This one hit into right center, and it's caught by the center fielder. First out of the inning.
Yeah, we've seen some great center field play. Reese Smith really got on his horse, really chased that one down out there.
He did.
From Jalen Lucky to Jalen Mack, second baseman. And for Jalen Mack, he's hitting .313 this season. Well, we've seen this story before, Charles, where Pine Bluff all of a sudden starts scoring runs.
I tell you, I've watched them. They really have a potent offense. I watched them in the Texas Southern Series, a 19-14 game, and that was the 19-14 game where there was 4 home runs. There was a triple play. There was all sorts of things going on, but the constant was UAPB hitting the baseball.
Yeah. This one goes into center field for a base hit.
Now, as you guys talk about, now this is what you do. You get on base, just keep it going.
Yep.
You know, we're not going to get 5 runs all in one inning. Let's get 1. Keep them off the board again. Let's get another, maybe 2. Now, Coach Crenshaw said in the first inning he's not giving any signals to his guys. He wants them to go up in the first inning to figure it out themselves. After that first round that everybody is hit, then he'll step in and see what they're doing.
And back to first base. Well, coaches always talk about you got to help yourself in the tournament, and that's exactly what is going on early here in this inning.
A lot of pepper, a lot of chatter down here in this Southern dugout. And one thing you throw over the first, not only does the dugout holler back, but the fans too. So everybody's into it down here.
Well, that's what you like to see. You like to see the fans into it. That is going to be an out at second base. Great throw.
Great throw.
Throw it to the outside. Perfect placement.
Vinny Samuel with the gun behind the plate.
Yep, no question about that one.
Southern being aggressive.
So now, Cameron Bird at the plate. Count is full now with 2 outs. One of the vendors down here at the stadium said, we're going through a lot of wings this week. 5-3 on the putout, and that ends the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We now go to the bottom of the second inning. Pine Bluff on top 5-0. Back after this.
We follow pizza drivers and make sure the customers get a Pepsi.
Pizza guy. Pepsi guy.
Is that legal?
It's a gray area.
Not going anywhere, pal. To enhance your pizza's flavor.
That's the perfect combo.
Yeah, he's still following me. Probably a stupid marketing stunt.
Hey, HBCU friends and fam, spread the word. The Retool Your School program is back and making a bigger impact than ever before. For more than 15 years, we've been making a difference by helping HBCUs build what they need to take their campuses to the next level. From lounges for ideation and collaboration to gardens that beautify campuses, this year we're showing up in a big way, helping HBCUs shine with over $3 million in Retool Your School grants. Find out more at retoolyourschool.com. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
Welcome back to Rickwood Field here in Birmingham. 5-0, Arkansas Pine Bluff on top. Colin McLemore now coming to the plate for Arkansas. Yesterday he was at the end of the lineup. He got on base with a walk and a single in the ball game. And again, boy, the runs that Grambling got on Arkansas Pine Bluff yesterday, it was really more about they got some hits in, Pine Bluff did, and they got some opportunities, but just couldn't push some of the runs across the board. They left the bases loaded, as a matter of fact, yesterday once. And then, of course, three in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth, and 2 in the first inning. So you left a lot of men on base.
You know, one of the things Coach Stout was saying in between innings yesterday was, you know, he kind of felt like the guys were a little tight early. First time in the SWAC tournament, and they kind of loosened up toward the latter part of the ball game, but it feels like they should be in the flow now.
Here's in the flow, like you were saying, Charles. This was, he told me, is that he had 9 players on the field who had never played in a postseason ever.
Wow. Well, it's very different when you're playing in the postseason. There's a foul. And, you know, that is the one thing that, you know, you really are glad to give your students that experience.
Mm-hmm.
And now, that fielder, number 7, Gavin Terry.
Colin McLemore goes down swinging. Gavin Terry now coming to the plate. He struck out in the first inning.
Is that going to become the signature of the SWAC, where people will play small ball to move guys around and change how it's played in college baseball as a whole again?
There's a strike. And you do see some teams that know how to move the ball or move guys around in the bags. And, you know, sometimes it is about, you know, you don't necessarily need a moonshot or need something deep. Sometimes you just need to play smart and just get guys around.
That's right. That's right.
And when you talk about the speed in this conference, it really is advantageous. I mean, to play small ball and get a defense on their toes. And one of the things the coaches were saying the other day is, if you can get a team to speed up playing defensively, you got them.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
We
People
saw
not happy about that.
No, not at all. I think the Southern faithful, I could hear them in unison on that call.
Down the first base line, foul.
Gavin Terry, the speedster.
This is a shot in the right field. This one is going back. It is over the wall.
Ooh, Gavin Terry got all of that.
6-0, Pine Bluff.
Wow. 2-run shot. Wow, did you see him turn on that?
Just incredible.
Wow, you can see the right fielder goes and is like,
Yeah, he flipped his hips on that one.
Didn't he? Look
yes,
at it.
Indeed.
He knew it was gone when he hit it. The way he looked at it, he knew that was out of here. Look at this shot. I love the shot, how you see the ball in the picture go out over the fence.
So after a walk by Colin McLemore and that home run by Gavin Terry, 7-0 is the score.
Well, he's got to work it out. He's got to work it out. It's too early to bring you in, bring anybody in. You know, hey, guys, just take a breath. Okay, let's go. We'll have to come back. We'll start chipping away. And we've seen a deficit like this evaporate.
Yes, we have. Absolutely. Just saw it in the last game. Up 7-1, and all of a sudden it's 7-6.
We saw with Jackson State and Alabama State as well. Jackson State was down early and started chipping away in that game. So, you know, it's still a lot of ball game left.
Smith at his last at bat, this guy got on, and he kind of started that rally, getting guys getting on base.
Swung on, foul.
And to his credit, Coach Crenshaw down here unfazed. He knows the type team that he has. He knows he has bats in the lineup that can string some things together.
You know, it's always important to have that type of coach that, you know, they're kind of just like, you know what, we got this. I'm not going to worry, you know, because you do have to make sure you got 18 to 22-year-olds. When you have that age group, somebody has to be the one that settles everybody down, and that's what coaches do. Is like, hey, guys, we got to just chip away at it one step at a time.
And you know, to Crenshaw's personality, if he gets panicked, I'm scared. Because he's just so even-keeled, and he's always very relaxed, cerebral.
Right.
You know. So if you see somebody like that get rattled, then something's really, really bad.
Absolutely. First out of the inning, by the way. As Reese Smith popped out to the first baseman. 7-0 is our score. Shot to the shortstop.
Hard hit.
Now Blake Coleman comes to bat. He struck out in the first inning. Swung on it for a strike.
Yeah, Brett, I'm with you. That was a challenge fastball.
Looks like Grace has settled down a little bit.
This one up in the air into center field. And it's caught. Center fielder for Southern University, Jacoby Radcliffe, gets under it at the warning track.
Renard has shown Grace under fire.
2 runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We go now to the top of the third with the score 7-0. Arkansas Pine Bluff on top. Back after this.
follow pizza drivers, make sure the customers get a Pepsi.
Pizza guy. Pepsi guy.
Is that legal?
It's a gray area.
Not going anywhere, pal. To enhance your pizza's flavor.
That's the perfect combo.
Yeah, he's still following me. Probably a stupid marketing stunt.
A history of winning started with the 65 Gators losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. What is the solution?
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water, so they could sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
Back here in Birmingham, Alabama, SWAC Baseball is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. GM, the official sponsor of SWAC Athletics. The Home Depot, Retool Your School program powered by Purpose. Nike. Gatorade, proud supporters of the SWAC. And by Pepsi. Seven nothing is our score. Swung on, hit into right field. Caught.
Santoria down here with Coach Chris Crenshaw. Coach, a bit of a tough start for your baseball team, but what is it that you want to see from your batters in terms of taking on major spins here?
We just got to build at bats. We got to get runners on and just trying to find a way to get everybody to first base. Once we get everybody to first base, I think we can figure it out from there, but we got to get guys on base.
A bit of a tough start for Grace, but what is it that you tell your pitcher right now in terms of trying to settle back in?
He just got to go out there and keep pitching. If you look at his numbers, I think he give up 7 a game. He give up 7 right now, so hopefully he'll give up no more, and we got a chance to come back.
There it is, Coach. I'll let you lock back in.
Coaches are very truthful about the numbers, aren't they?
Absolutely.
He doesn't water it down.
Baseball coaches are very good with analytics and extremely good weather people.
Yes.
This one going back deep, it will go off the wall. Southern gets a runner aboard.
There we go. Goes back to exactly what Coach Crenshaw was talking about. We got to get guys on base. That's it. We've got the bats. You said it earlier. We've got the bats. Swing the bats, and let's see what's happening. They've hit this. They've hit him twice hard. They were just somebody was there. Radcliffe really rocked that one too. He hit that solid.
And now one of your favorite names, Benny Bakar.
Benny Bakar, here he comes.
Up to bat.
That's got to be one of, we've had some good names today.
Oh, yeah.
Benny Bakar.
First baseman slipped. Here comes the run home. No throw. Southern on the board.
And here comes Southern. They're doing, you can see Coach Crenshaw at the top of the dugout. No emotion. It's like business.
This was just a slit right there.
Mm-hmm. Benny Bakar on first base.
On the mound for Arkansas Pine Bluff, Major Spence.
Brett, I'm going to have to get you to come up with your all-name team, man.
My all-name team? Oh, my God. That's going to be easy in the SWAC, man, because they've got the greatest names out there. Charles, you read my mind. I think I was coming up with some aliases that I'm going to use in the hotel from some of these names, man. You know I like Lejeune. Did I pronounce his name right? From
Tyler Lejeune. Yeah.
Lejeune.
Yeah, I just knew you were going with Brett Eichelberger.
Oh, yeah. That's a great name. Oh, that's a great name.
We don't have a Brett Oates here at the hotel, sir.
But we do have an Eichelberger if you.
That name was just between the three of us. Nobody else will know about it.
Let's keep it between us and all the viewers. Okay?
There you go.
Yeah. Put it on Mr. Eichelberger's account. Yeah.
Southern with one runner aboard, one run in.
Charles shook me up.
In between short and third, base hit.
The bats for Southern seem to have heated up here in the top of the third.
Cardell Thibodeau at the plate. Starting to see a little bit more action from the Southern bats.
Second time through the lineup. Let's see if they've kind of figured out Major Spence.
Here's a pitch outside for a ball.
Well, this is exactly what Coach Crenshaw was talking about is got to go through the lineup. Let's see what's going to happen on their next at-bat. See if they figured him out.
Thibodeau hitting .433 coming into the game today. He's got 21 stolen bases and 51 attempts. So he'll get caught from time to time. He's played and started in 47 games, 70 runs, 68 RBI. Leads the team in RBI and in runs. Got a meeting on the mound.
Very interesting for Coach Crenshaw. He normally calls pitches, but he said he allows the Grace brothers to call the game. You know, they have a feel for each other. So when he said, well, the ERA is 7, he should figure it out. So it should be kind of interesting going forward.
Grace and Grace sound like a law firm.
Yes, there you go.
Rashard Gett Grace, senior catcher, and Bernard Grace, the senior right-hand pitcher. Southern University. There's a strike.
Grace and Grace. Personal injury attorneys.
You don't see too many brother combos.
No.
In the conference where you have the brother pitching to the other brother. You don't see that too much. There's a strike. One out here in the top of the third inning.
But you know, playing with your brother has got to be something special.
Oh, yeah.
Especially your twin brother. That's pretty cool.
That pitch a little bit low for a ball. Here's a pitch. Swung on, hit into right field for a base hit.
Wow. Southern is really fast.
Extremely.
They are really fast. Did you see how Thibodeau reached out and pushed that ball right between between second base? Watch this, how he reaches for the ball. He just,
right between the first and second baseman.
That's a ball player. That's a ball player right there.
Todd Bates.
7-2 now.
We have seen this movie before.
And you know, Coach, Southern's coach said that Grace gives up 7 runs a game. Well, his ERA is 7.78, 3-7 on the season, 14 games started.
Got to be real careful with this dangerous batter in Taj Bates. He has light tower power.
Look how powerfully built he is. He catches one, that's a wrap.
Fouled off.
Bates is batting .365.
Throw to second, keeping the runner K.J. White there, and there's good reason. K.J. White, 29 stolen bases this year.
Do you know Bates has 61 RBIs this year?
Mm-hmm.
I tell you guys, when Southern came out to Texas Southern, McGregor Park, there are tennis courts behind McGregor Park. But Taj Bates, I know he interrupted a couple of games over there playing tennis. Incoming.
Incoming. Here's Southern's on-base percentage nationally. They are ranked #1 in the nation on-base percentage. That's phenomenal.
Yeah. That is. But you know what? A lot of that is because they do play the small ball. They can get their bats on the ball. Here's a shot in the left field. This one's going up, up, and away.
Oh, I hope is your passport up to date? Because you're going to need that.
3-run home run for Southern University.
It's as if it was on cue.
So now, let's count them up. 61, 62, 63 RBIs that he has.
And he got all of that one going into left field.
We just said watch out for him. Charles, you just called that. You called that up.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched quite a few of his at-bats. I mean, he really is a powerful young man, and he caught all of that one. As, again, we've got to make the call to the space station. Guys, got one on the way.
Taj Bates now cuts that deficit to 7-5, just like that. A 5-run inning for Southern University.
Wow. Wow. Let's take a look at something else. National batting average. Southern University ranks number 20th in the country. So you got on-base percentage as #1 in the country.
New pitcher in the ball game now for Arkansas Pond Bluff, so we will take a timeout here in Birmingham. 7-5 our score. Elimination game between Pond Bluff and Southern. Back after this.
We follow pizza drivers and make sure the customers get a Pepsi.
Pizza guy. Pepsi guy.
Is that legal?
It's a gray area.
Not going anywhere without them to enhance your pizza's flavor.
That's the perfect combo.
Yeah, he's still following me. Probably a stupid marketing stunt.
A history of winning started with the 65 Gators losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. What is the solution?
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water, so they could sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Boom, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
Back here in Birmingham, Brendan Hamlin, now the new pitcher for Arkansas Pine Bluff. Pitch missing to the outside. Brendan Hamlin, a 6.96 ERA. He's 4-5 on the season with 17 appearances. Throw over to first. Second out.
Wow.
Jalen Mack coming to bat. Southern's almost battered around in this city, by the way. Seven to 5 is our score.
Guys, I still haven't seen the ball come down from Taj Bates. I hope one of you guys saw it because I did. I darn sure didn't.
1-0 the count. Pitch to the outside.
Well, Brett, like I was saying, I think you got to place that call to the cosmonauts up there at the space station. But, should be orbiting at some point here.
Here's a shot in the right field. This one's going to take a ride and will be caught at the warning track to end the inning.
Well,
5 runs, 5 hits, no errors. We'll take a timeout. Back in Birmingham after this. It's the 2025 SWAC baseball tournament.
History of winning started with the 65 Gators losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. What is the solution?
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water, so they could sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Boom, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
Hey, HBCU friends and fam, spread the word. The Retool Your School program is back and making a bigger impact than ever before. For more than 15 years, we've been making a difference by helping HBCUs build what they need to take their campuses to the next level. From lounges for ideation and collaboration to gardens that beautify campuses, this year we're showing up in a big way, helping HBCUs shine with over $3 million in Retool Your School grants. Find out more at retoolyourSchool.com. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
Arkansas Pine Bluff at the plate to start the bottom of the third inning. Dane Small at the dish. He walked scored a run back in the first inning. Here's a pitch outside for a ball.
To all of our viewers who may have stepped away and made a sandwich, yes, this is the same game that you saw 7-0 literally 5 minutes ago.
And then all of a sudden now it is 7-5 after a very good inning by Southern University in the third. Coming up next for games here, back to the winners bracket. 2 games there coming up today. First one will be Bethune-Cookman and Alabama State, and then FAMU and Grambling. That'll be 2 good games.
Oh, yeah. Unlike this one.
Oh yeah, really, it's been a good game now. I mean, at first you're just like, man, 7-0, and then here comes Southern, 7-5. This one caught in right field.
For other guys, that may have been a real stretch to get to that ball that was hit there. People don't realize Bird is really fast. He's running up under balls that most guys would probably have to dive for.
That's what speed does for you.
You sort of laugh at the amount of speed in this conference because you really have to drive one to get it in gaps with some of these center fielders and some of these right fielders. They can really cover a lot of ground.
They can, man.
That pitch to the inside for a ball. See everybody engaged in the dugout, both dugouts.
Oh, yeah.
There's a shot in the center field, base hit for Arkansas Pine Bluff. Cardell Thibodeau, newcomer of the year in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. First team all-conference members, Taj Bates from Southern, Kenny Fabian from Arkansas Pine Bluff, both featured in this game today. Second team all-conference, KJ White at third base, Nick Luckett, starting pitcher and relief pitcher, Peyton Huff. That pitch to the inside. And even though Southern may be a 7 seed here in the tournament, it doesn't match what you see. I mean, it's just, a lot of things happen this year for all of these teams. But there is some tremendous hitting. Southern is a great team as far as stealing bases. On-base percentage, you mentioned that. Here's a throw. Did they get the runner at second? Yes.
Yeah, he did.
That was such a bang-bang play. Jalen Mack was ready to go ahead and run on into the dugout. It's 2 outs here.
Yeah, did you see him? I'm like, did we miss one?
Yeah, I know.
Look at this. How he puts it on. Boom. Gotcha.
Heck of a play.
Let me flip this out the glove to show you what I did here.
Now 1-2 the count to Jesus Riera, who got the home run back in the first inning.
Grace behind the plate.
Outside for a ball.
And he gave no grace.
No.
I would love to hear those two have a conversation.
Here's a shot up in the air. The pitcher makes the catch.
Brothers, the pitcher and the catcher. That conversation is going to be interesting.
No runs. One hit, no errors, 2 men left on base. We now go. No man left on base. We now go to the top of the 4th inning. 7-5, Southern on top. Back after this.
The SWAC, the premier athletic conference in the nation. A collection of schools rich in tradition, pride, and pedigree. Sacrifice, winning, allegiance, champions. We are the SWAC, building champions for life.
Fun, memories, friendship. We're here for all of it. Here for the big moments and the small ones too. We're here for unforgettable triumph, momentary misfortune, and the impromptu throwdown. We're out here each day, chasing something great. Call it adventure, call it play, we call it fun. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
A history of winning started with the 65 Gators losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. What is the solution?
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water so they could sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
Welcome back here to Birmingham. There you see some fans enjoying the action here at today's game. 7-5 our score. Arkansas Pine Bluff on top as we go into the top of the 4th inning. And let's go down into the dugout with Charles Bishop.
Yeah, down here with Coach Stout. Coach, you jumped out on this ball club 7-0, but they've kind of fought their way back in this game. What have you seen?
Yeah, I mean, offense came out doing well, and then obviously our starting pitcher just had a bad outing, you know. I mean, he had no command, didn't throw strikes. When he did, he threw them right down the middle. And, again, at this level, you can't throw fastballs right down the middle. It's going to get hit. So, but we're fine. We're fine. I mean, we've got plenty of pitching left, and I think our offense will do just fine the rest of the game, too. So, not too concerned.
Yeah, that was one of the questions that I had. You used 5 pitchers yesterday, but you said you have plenty of arms ready to go in the bullpen if need be.
Yeah, we used a lot of arms, but they didn't throw a whole lot of pitches yesterday. So, you know, it's the end of the season. Obviously, it's win or go home. So, we don't need to save anything. You know, we're here. We got to do what we got to do to win. But we've got plenty of fresh arms for today, too.
No doubt. I'll let you get back to it, Coach.
All right, Cameron Bird takes a walk. Start things off here in the 4th inning. Now Rashard Grace comes up to the plate, flew out to the right fielder back in the 3rd inning. Again, Southern sent 8 batters to the plate in the 3rd inning, 5 runs scored.
I was saying earlier, because a catcher and a pitcher in a room alone is a hilarious conversation.
Really?
So 2 brothers, that is going to be the funniest conversation you are ever going to hear. That's the funniest one you're ever going to hear.
Why did you allow me to call that pitch? What do you say?
And then he says, then I had to bail you out because I had to throw him out at second. That's what's going on.
That pitch in the dirt for a ball.
Yeah, so that conversation would be hilarious.
Absolutely. Pitch a little bit low and away for a ball. 3-1 now the count. Southern did what they needed to do, making a comeback in this game. Cameron Bird at first. Bad pitch missing for a ball, and now 2 on for Southern. How about this? The go-ahead run coming to the plate. Tying run is at first.
And that's how hard as Radcliffe hits the ball. He's already been on. This is what Crenshaw was talking about. We're going to let him figure it out. We've got the bats. We're going to go ahead and let him swing.
Very interesting strategy to see what they do here. No outs, a couple of runners on. Be interested to see if Jacoby Ratcliffe is actually swinging.
Runner safe at second.
Arkansas Pine Bluff tried to okey doke a little bit out of that. I like that play.
Bunt down the third base line. Throw to first in time. Everybody moves over.
That's what they were trying to do. Southern tried to do yesterday, and that's what Crenshaw was telling us, is that we didn't execute the bunt. That could have changed the game for us.
Excellent execution there. That's how you move runners over.
Excellent.
Benny Bakar now coming to the plate. Only 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Swung on. Grounded out to the second baseman.
Look at the score.
7-6.
Now, wasn't it about 8 seconds ago, 7-0?
Oh, yeah. Not too long ago.
I tell you what, the manual scoreboard operator, he's getting his steps in up there.
Yes,
Man,
I forgot about those guys. That scoreboard is getting a workout today.
Oh, definitely. This shot into center field, and another run scored for Southern. And guess what?
Tell me.
It is now tied.
It's tied.
Brand new ball game, guys.
Well, guys, I just want to tell you, I wish we had some action that was going on in this game. I really, really do.
Well, this has been just an exciting game just to see how Southern now has come back in this game. It was all Arkansas Pine Bluff in the first inning. Then they scored 2 more runs at 7-0, and here comes Southern. That's why Coach Crenshaw was just like, we're going to be all right. He was just real cool. He's like, we got this. We're going to be all right. We're going to take our swings.
I mean, he was perfect 120 over 80 over there. I mean, just great blood.
He is.
Man.
And now you've got Thibodeau.
Mm-hmm.
Thibodeau is always dangerous. Even Coach Stout over there at Arkansas Pine Bluff took his hat off to Thibodeau, saying this is a baseball player, and he really likes this guy.
Mm-hmm. And this one thrown away. The first baseman couldn't handle it. Goes
Careful,
into
he could
right
make
field.
a turn.
Is he the throw?
Oh!
He got him at third base.
He slides off of the bag. Good throw. He goes.
That's it right there.
Off the bag.
And he knew it. Southern University ties this ball game up at 7. As you see one more time, making the turn, KJ White going into third base. We'll take a timeout here in Birmingham. Back after this on the SWAC Digital Network and HBCU Go. Welcome back to Birmingham. Trinidad De La Garza just grounded out to the third baseman. And now Colin McLemore coming to the plate. One out here in the fourth inning.
Benny Bacard just made a very nice play. Not Benny Bacard, I'm sorry, third baseman over there for Southern. White. KJ White. The way he did a drop step back on that ball was hit very hard to him, and how he came up and fired across the diamond for that first out. That was a very nice play. Very nice footwork.
Tied at 7 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Still plenty of baseball to play, as you can see.
Fourth inning. Oh, my goodness.
Joining us in the press box, the legend, Hall of Famer, Coach Roger Cador. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fine, Centauri. How are you?
I'm doing well. Well, we've seen some baseball. You know, nothing's going on. You didn't miss too much.
Not too much.
No, I tell you, you know, it's good that you're getting the call, make the play-by-play call. And my friend here, give me the name one more time.
I'm Brett.
Brett.
Brett, yeah.
Okay,
Oats,
Brett.
like the cereal.
It's good to work with you, and it's always good to have a different experience with someone from the great state of Alabama. You are from Alabama, aren't you?
No, I came down to Grambling from Delaware.
Oh.
Wilmington, Delaware.
Whoa. That's okay. Your mother know where you are? You need to ask that question. She doesn't?
Oh, yeah, she knows.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
good.
Oh, yeah,
That's
she
important.
knows. Oh, yeah.
You know. I used to ask that to people when they're away from home. Do mom know where you are?
Oh, yeah.
Mothers always worry about their children, you know.
No matter how old they are.
That's right, no matter how old. But getting back to the game is, you know, it's a lot going on. And, you know, and usually in an elimination game, if we go back to the play where they made the out at third base, was it Thibodeau that got out at third base?
KJ White.
Okay, White. What is not shown is that when he came around second base, he slowed down. That's why he got thrown out at third base. Had he not stopped, he kept running all the way, he would have been into third base easy. And that was a key big out. And those are the little things that don't show up in stats, is that when we make mistakes that the scorebook can't tabulate.
You're right. It's those little things. I think this is Bakari on this.
Eli Greaves-Smith now coming up. That was a single by Gavin Terry. They're going to call that a single to the shortstop, or to the shortstop. Just couldn't get him out on time.
Single.
I'm just repeating what I said, Charles. All I'm doing is repeating what I'm saying on the screen.
Charles is watching everything.
I'm trying to tell you, even over here about these singles and errors, I'm just I'm reading it what I see on the screen.
10-4.
Hey Charles, we don't want to leave you out all the fun we're having up here.
Oh, I know, Coach. I know you guys are all air conditioned up there and having a blast.
Yeah, no, it's good to be up here. You know, and with Brett bringing a new guy, good. I miss our man, Mr. Edmond. I hadn't been able to see him.
He was at the softball tournament.
Oh, okay. So that's why I hadn't seen him.
Run scores for Arkansas Pine Bluff.
That's tremendous hustle from Gavin Terry. Coach, you were just talking about how important it is hustling around the bases. And
that's right.
He had his Charlie hustle on that time.
He did, and he never broke stride. Exactly back to what Coach is talking about. Never broke stride.
And that, listen, when you make up your mind that I'm going not to the next base, but the base after that, you have to go. You gotta, once you made that decision, just go all out. You know what I'm saying? Because you always want to think 2 bases ahead if the opportunity presents itself.
Here's the pitch. Rodriguez, the designated hitter, up to the plate, reached by a fielder's choice and scored in the first inning. Lined out to the shortstop in the second.
It's always good when you have players with instinct and always thinking about, I'm going to go to take the next base, make it happen. And you don't have to coach as much then. It's so much easier if you don't have to tell someone they need to do this. If they have the instincts to do it, you encourage them to do it.
For those of you that are watching on Go,
HBCU Go and the SWAC Digital Network,
they may not know who Coach Kadar is.
Well, let's just go ahead.
Let's introduce him.
So Coach Roger Kadar, of course, legendary coach, Hall of Fame coach, is, of course, coached Southern University many years and brought that program to prominence. One of the outstanding players to bring into recent history that you may know about, who's now coaching in the big leagues, Ricky Weeks with the Milwaukee Brewers. So just in case you don't know who Coach Kadar is, Google is your friend, first of all. And second thing is that, just legendary, been in the Louisiana Hall of Fame and College Baseball Hall of Fame. And Coach, you've done a lot of things.
Yeah, I've been fortunate. I had good players. And you tell me a coach who has success without good players, I'll show you someone that's lying. You know. Because it starts with players.
Right.
You know, you just can't say I'm this or that because I don't hit a ball, I don't steal a base, I don't catch a ball. It's the players that do all of that. Now, granted, we put them through a tight regimen. We did a lot of hard work, and they bought into it, and that's how they got better.
Coach, you just asked Brett, does his mother know where he is? That's one of the things when I was on camp, when I first got to campus at Grambling State University many, many years ago. Coach Robinson asked my father and I, they said, well, where y'all going? We told him we were going, and he said, well, first of all, does your mother know where you are, son? You're from Wisconsin. That's a long way away. Our next game coming up in the winners bracket, Bethune-Cookman, the number 1 seed, will take on number 3 seed Alabama State. And then after that, Grambling and FAMU in the nightcap. Plenty of baseball left here at the 2025 SWAC baseball tournament.
I really must say that coaches like Eddie Robertson, they wanted to know what mothers think. They wanted to make sure mothers were informed because he understood mothers have a different kind of feeling about their kids than a father does on many occasions.
Yeah, that's right.
And so he didn't want the mothers to worry about their kid. He wanted to assure them that they were in good hands with him.
Thibodeau now coming to the plate for Southern University, and man, a lot of coaches have been talking about this young man, Cardell Thibodeau. He's got a single in the ball game, and he scored a run. You look at what his average is, his batting average, .433 batting average.
You know, Coach, I've been wanting to ask you in regards to Cardell Thibodeau, does he remind you of any of your old players?
So, well, if we can get the music down a little, now I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, in terms of Cardell Thibodeau, I mean, tremendous accolades in the SWAC, but does he remind you of any of your old players?
Well, I don't know. I really don't like comparing players because it's a different era. But obviously, Thibodeau is a good player, and he should get just due. And I know I got a call last week from a prominent writer who have a lot of say-so on who get selected for the Dick Hauser Award nominee. And he had a lot of good things to say about him. Whether he'll get the award, I don't know. But his name is in the mix. And that's good to know that a kid from an HBCU is in the mix, I did explain to a coach today that the Ricky Weeks era and Ricky Weeks winning all those awards, it's a little different. I said, Ricky Weeks got a chance to go play for the USA team for 2 years. Everybody got to see him. So they could write about him. They could feel comfortable writing about Ricky Weeks.
Shot into right field, and this one is going to drop for a base hit. So Thibodeau on the bag, first base hit in this inning.
Ricky didn't get many cheap hits. They were all loud hits. They had that special sound off the bat.
We all know when you hear that sound off the bat for certain players, it makes you turn around. You're like, who did that?
I had 3 players that had that special sound. I remember the legendary Buck O'Neal talking about he heard that sound 3 times in his great long career. He talked about 1927 in New York. He heard the Babe Ruth, yow, had that special sound. Then he said he had to wait another 11 years. Griffith Stadium in Washington, D.C., yow, he heard that special sound again. It was the legendary Josh Gibson. And he said he had to wait a long time in 1985. Kauffman Stadium, Kansas City, Missouri. Gow! He heard that special sound again. Bo Jackson. So here's a guy who was in baseball 60 years and he only heard that sound 3 times. I had 3 players who gave me that special sound. And I'm going to tell you them names quickly. Adele Davenport in 1987 gave me that special sound. Keon Thompson in 1996, 97 gave me the special sound. And then Ricky Weeks in 2002.
Great catch by the center fielder.
And if you could look at that, there's a minimum 10 years in between, let you know how hard it is. Period. In Buck O'Neill's case, it was 11 years, and then from Josh Gibson to Bo Jackson, 38 to 85. That was many years. So it lets you know how hard it is to find that special sound.
But you know it when you hear it.
Oh, it's no doubt.
I know, yeah.
Swung on and missed.
I ran twice to go see who it was.
Yeah.
My kids were hidden in the batting cage we have the call the hump, the overpass by Southern. That's where our batting cage was on. I heard this sound and I ran. Who is that? That's Adele Davenport, coach. And the next time it was Keon Thompson. And Ricky Weeks, well, I was there and saw it for myself. I didn't have to ask, I saw it.
One out here for Southern University here in the top of the 5th inning. This ball gets away from the first baseman. Thibodeau now moves over to second.
This is a game Southern really need to win to get on the right track. You know, I talked with Coach Crenshaw, and, you know, he was really upbeat. He said, Coach, all we need to do is make our hits count. He said, we're getting hits, but we're not making them count. So let's hope in this game he can make them count.
I'll tell you what, they made him count in the 3rd inning, scoring 5 runs.
Well, that's what you got to do.
Coach, sometimes when you're trying to fight out of the sort of the elimination bracket, is that something that kind of just gets the offense up and going when you kind of feel like your back is up against the wall?
Sometimes it does. I've been in that situation a few times. I don't want people to think that because we won what we did, we were always in the winner's bracket. We had to dig out of the loser's bracket. And the beautiful thing about it is my players took control of the situation. Said, we ain't going home. You know, we came here to win. And I tell you, that's such a wonderful feeling to hear and see young people taking control of that situation because they're the one got to do it anyway. So, Charles, to answer your question, you know, there is no prescription anyone can write and give it to anyone and say, use this to get out of that loser's bracket. The players have got to be the one to determine it. You know what I'm saying? The thing I like to think about in Southern's case, they have history that they can always rely on. They're the one school along with Jackson State that has the greatest history in baseball. And then Grambling is 3rd. So those 3 schools, people expect them to do well because of their history.
Coach, when you're a pedigreed program like the 3 you mentioned, is there sort of that sort of refuse to lose mantra? Like you said,
Yeah.
said we're not going home.
Yeah, we refuse to. But it takes one person. It takes a person, one of the players on the team to say it, you know? And it doesn't have to be the best player. Just someone got to say it. You got me?
Yes, sir.
You know? And they got to hear it from one of their players, you know? You know, it's hard to disappoint your teammate.
Coming to the plate, Jalen Mack, the second baseman. 2 outs in the inning, and there's still 1 aboard. Thibodeau is at second base, joined by the legendary head coach here in the press box, Roger Cador. Coach, you know, you've been around this game a long time, and, you know, the other thing, not only this, but in life, what's the biggest life lesson that you think that you've been able to teach your kids?
Well, baseball is a great life teacher because you fail so many times. And it's you know, I was telling my son the other day, I said, one of the things that has helped me so much in life is all the failing I've done. I said, I failed so much. You know, it's a shame that I'm able to do what I did. But with all the failing I've did, you know. But that's how life is, you know. God did not make anyone perfect other than his son Jesus. But everybody else is imperfect and they're going to fail. And I often tell the young people, there's a reason God give all of us parents, because they fail and they teach us.
Mm-hmm.
Please listen to your parent. They're failed enough and they can give you good advice. You know, so failure is just a part of it, and baseball is such a good game to teach it. And if people look at it for what it is, I'm going to make some mistakes, but I can dig myself out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You see, one of the biggest corporate is the internet.
Safe at first. Great throw, but just not in time. That throw was made by Jesus Riera.
What a big-time name, Jesus Riera. Huh?
The hustle of Mac down first base line.
That's good.
Coach, do you want to see him run through the bag, or do you want to see, are you okay with him sliding into first like that?
No, I'd rather run through the bag. We've seen so many people get hurt sliding into first base, especially head first with their hands and fingers, you know what I'm saying, wrists. So I'd rather you got better speed if you run right through it, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to break your speed down. I remember even guys sliding head first to second on a steal. I used to always tell them what Lou Brock taught me. What Lou Brock used to do on his way to spring training every year, he would stop in at Southern and teach us base running and base stealing. Learned so much from that man. And he said, you never want to take a big lead off of first if you're going to steal, because you draw attention.
Here's a shot in the right field. This one is going back and caught on the warning track.
Boy, there are a lot of balls being hit hard.
No runs on 2 hits. 1 error, 2 men left. We'll take this timeout here in Birmingham and move to the bottom of the 5th inning. 8-7 is the score. We'll be right back.
We follow pizza drivers, make sure the customers get a Pepsi.
Pizza guy. Pepsi guy.
Is that legal?
It's a gray area.
Not going anywhere without them. To enhance your pizza's flavor.
That's the perfect combo.
Yeah, he's still following me. Probably a stupid marketing stunt.
Hey, HBCU friends and fam, spread the word. The Retool Your School program is back and making a bigger impact than ever before. For more than 15 years, we've been making a difference by helping HBCUs build what they need to take their campuses to the next level. From lounges for ideation and collaboration to gardens that beautify campuses, this year we're showing up in a big way, helping HBCUs shine with over $3 million in Retool Your School grants. Find out more at retoolyourschool.com. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
Back in Birmingham. You see the beautiful scenery just up to the left, left of your screen there. Beautiful sunset. And I tell you what, this is when you come into the city. It's hilly, of course, foothills and Appalachian Mountains, and so really beautiful scenery. You see a couple of Pine Bluff fans here today, and I tell you, this has always been an event, no matter where it's been, where a lot of people come out to support these teams, support the conference, And we're going to continue to see those numbers go up as the week goes on. Second day of the tournament. This is the second elimination game.
To let you know how big Birmingham was back in 1910 when they built this field. They obviously built it for a lot of people. Am I correct?
Yeah, they did.
So it lets you know that black baseball back then was huge. And they built a really good stadium to make it last a long time. And thanks to MLB that they came and restored it so people can enjoy it for many more years.
And, of course, the great museum that they have here at the stadium as well, too. There's so much history. And when you look at some of the equipment, the gloves and things that some of the Negro League players used back in the day, you know, you really appreciate these artifacts that were used, you know, 40, 50, 60 years ago, 70 years ago.
Yeah. They let you know how different the game was back then, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I read a story once about when only the ball was white. Now, that's a great story because what the writer was trying to convey is that the players were black, so only the ball was white.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a really good story. People ought to read it when they get a chance.
I like the work of this. What do you think about this shortstop they have here at Southern, Coach? Benny Bakari.
Yeah, just threw out the base runner Dane Small.
Was that Small? Okay.
Bakari come from good stock. He's related to Ricky Weeks. So, come from good stock. And he's a freshman, am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he'll be around. He'll be someone that we're looking at to represent somebody in the Ken Griffey Swingman Classic.
Well, we just had Vinny Samuel was hit by a pitch down around the ankles, and he's now on first base. And there's the coach making sure that he is okay. You could hear a groan when that ball hit him in the ankle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That'll get your attention.
Yeah, not a lot of flesh down there. Skin and bone.
Extra ice bath time.
Timeout is called by the home plate umpire. (8-7) our score as we are in the bottom of the fifth inning. Swung on, foul.
The games have gone a little longer than they would like to see. See, they want to be on game 4 at 3 o'clock, or well,
3 at 3 o'clock.
3, and we have to.
We're not gonna make it there.
We're not gonna make it. So, game 4 is going to start really late too. So.
Yeah, last night the last game started around 7:30. Last night it's supposed to start at 6, but it started at 7:30 last night.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is we didn't get the weather that they were expecting Birmingham to get, which is always good, you know.
And I talked to when I was speaking with a couple coaches, and they said that that's the hard thing is when you have those delays, rain, whatever the case is, lightning, because you got to keep the kid's mind focused during all of these delays. And, you know, rain is one of those biggest ones when you just have to wait out a storm.
Mm-hmm. Or lightning.
Yeah.
You can't start. Lightning is the one. Rain, you can see where you're going. Lightning, if it's popping up everywhere, you can't do nothing.
That's right. 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the fifth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We now go to the top of the sixth with the score. 8-7 in favor of Arkansas Pine Bluff. Back after this.
Memories, friendship, we're here for all of it. Here for the big moments and the small ones too. We're here for unforgettable triumph, momentary misfortune, and the impromptu throwdown. We're out here each day, chasing something great. Call it adventure, call it play, we call it fun. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
Hey, HBCU friends and fam, spread the word. The Retool Your School program is back and making a bigger impact than ever before. For more than 15 years, we've been making a difference by helping HBCUs build what they need to take their campuses to the next level. From lounges for ideation and collaboration to gardens that beautify campuses, this year we're showing up in a big way, helping HBCUs shine with over $3 million in Retool Your School grants. Find out more at retoolyourschool.com. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
The SWAC, the premier athletic conference in the nation. A collection of schools rich in tradition, pride, and pedigree. Sacrifice, winning, allegiance, champions. We are the SWAC, building champions for life.
We follow pizza drivers, make sure the customers get a Pepsi.
Pizza guy. Pepsi guy.
Is that legal?
It's a gray area.
Not going anywhere without them. To enhance your pizza's flavor.
That's the perfect combo.
Yeah, he's still following me. Probably a stupid marketing stunt.
A history of winning started with the 65 Gators losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. What is the solution?
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water so they could sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
We're back in Birmingham at the 2025 SWAC Baseball Tournament. Santoria Black, Brett Oates, the legendary coach Roger Cador, Charles Bishop on the sideline, who's got one of those great fans down on the sideline, and they were asking where them fans at, and Charles got one.
There you go.
I got two.
That's one of the reason he's down there.
It's warm down here, fellas.
You could handle it.
At the plate for Southern University. Start things off here is Cameron Bird. Had a walk and scored a run back in the 4th inning. This is a foul.
Technology is really great. I've had several of my former players text me and say, hey, great to hear you on the radio or the TV or whatever. But keep the stories coming. They live on. And one was a member of the Fab Five that came in. He just wrote and said, don't forget the Fab. So it's interesting.
And a walk.
But over the years, you've had so many players come through. You know, Southern program, even guys that you played against in the SWAC that went on to have great careers professionally and in the real world that are real guys. And now you're seeing a lot of your SWAC guys who are college coaches now.
Yes.
And they're all over the place.
Got a pitching change for Arkansas Pine Bluff, and so we will take a timeout. 8-7 our score here in the bottom of the top of the 6th inning. We'll take this timeout. Back after this on the SWAC Digital Network. The new pitcher in the ball game for Arkansas Pine Bluff, Cole Kenyon. He has a 5.88 ERA, 3-2 on the season with 19 appearances. 16 walks, 19 strikeouts on the year. Here's a chopper. Oh, and it hits one of the players. And they will not get up there on time, and the runner is safe at first base.
Jacoby Radcliffe is smoking out of the box. Oh, gosh.
You see this one more time.
There it is right there. You stumble, it's a wrap.
That's good.
You know you're fast when you go across the bag and you tell everybody you're safe.
But that's the way kids do it today. That's a trademark. Yeah.
I'm safe.
We don't need you, umpire. We're going to let you know.
You know, actually, the first time I saw that done, I was at Grambling. I was a freshman during and I'll tell you, the first time I ever saw you play against Grambling, I was a freshman, and I kept looking at, who is this big guy down here on first base? You and Coach Ellis battling it out. And I saw a guy run across the bag in practice, and he told everybody, he just kept saying, I am safe.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm going to be safe. That's the first time I saw speed like that.
Oh, yeah. That speed. If there was any time speed exists, it existed in the SWAC. Grambling, Jackson, Alcorn, Texas Southern.
Yeah.
They all had speed, you know. So there it is. But I had a request from a special fan. Say he grew up on the Southern Jackson State rivalry. Wanted me to elaborate on Robert Brady. What was that relationship like? What is it today? Well, what does every time in 27 years, what you think it felt like? You getting up and you going to the park, you got to play Jackson for the championship. 33 years, 27 years, Jackson and Southern playing for the championship. How you think it makes you feel?
You know? I can only imagine, Coach.
Yeah, so Brady and I became really good friends, and you know, we dealing with an elimination game right here, but every time we lost the first game, I remember Brady would come, I'm not worried, I know you're going to win, I'll see you in the championship. Well, I tell him the same thing. I ain't worried. I know you're going to win. I'll see you in the championship. And that was our attitude, and that's why we had such a good relationship. It wasn't about being vindictive, or we wanted to win, and our players fought hard, played hard, never no fighting, just good competition. And the best team win. That was the way it was done. So that's Robert Brady, and the thing about it, his wife and my wife became good friends too, because they saw the way we responded to playing and competing, and we didn't take it in a harsh way, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tell you what, Coach, those were really special times in the 90s. When the Jaguars would come to town, my barbershop would go on reduced hours. So.
Oh, it was really, I'm telling you, man, those were special time, you know. And not only did we have good players, Jackson State had a lot of good players. They sent a lot of guys to the big leagues, you know. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like it was just Southern, Jackson too. I remember.
Up the middle.
Ooh, good play.
Throw over the first in time. There's 2 outs.
Yeah, I like how this chopper, and watch how the shortstop comes over on that. Moves really nice on that one. He anticipated that ball really nicely, took it in, and bam.
Made a good play.
But you know, Coach, when you have freshmen come on campus and they finally start, they hear about you guys, they grow up, they see you on TV, they read about you, and they eventually get to see you in person, I don't think you guys realize how intimidating that is for a 17-year-old to actually see the people you're talking about.
Sometimes it is intimidating. I know I was intimidated at that age with a lot of people, So why shouldn't a 17-year-old now be intimidated? Because it is what it is.
Yeah. I remember the first time I met Coach Robinson.
Yes.
Coming in out of I was going into the athletic department. He was coming out. And I just remember from the movie The White Tiger at the time. And he was walking out. You knew Eddie Robinson and all that. But I'm literally standing 2 feet away from him. And I couldn't. I was just like, that's Eddie Robinson.
Yeah.
And Southern has just taken the lead in this ball game, 9-8.
This is such a boring game. I don't know what we're going to do.
The game is not boring. We just have a lot to talk about. There's so much we could talk about.
Coach, I'm being sarcastic.
I know you are.
Here's a shot. This is Taj Bates, who had a home run earlier. Gets this one deep in the corner.
Oh, here we go.
Rounding first. Here comes Thibodeau. Thibodeau on his horse. He'll score. Double by Taj Bates. And it's now 10-8.
Coach, I think Thibodeau heard you about running around the base, and don't break it down.
Don't break it down. If you say it was a boring game, that just went away. The press box got loaded with excitement.
How about
Centauri, I thought was going to get up and do a little dance for me. Huh?
Oh, no dancing for me.
No dancing.
Oh, no.
Man, how about Thibodeau scoring from first on a double in the left field? Man, he was moving.
Yeah, well, now, the game is real right now. It's real. You got to do something to try and keep playing, So everything is real.
And look at our guy, the DH, Ty Bates.
Okay.
With that drive. He's built like a fire plug. He is so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Got a home run back in the third inning. And that was a part of that 5-run inning for Southern. 2 runs in the fourth, and now 3 runs here in the 6th inning.
Built like a guy I played with at Grambling. Same build, but he was taller. Lenny Webster.
Lenny,
yeah.
I talked with Lenny a couple of days ago.
Yeah. You do know his son is the head coach now down at Stillman College in Tuscaloosa.
I'm familiar with it.
Yeah. Rashad is doing a really good job down there.
And pitch to the inside for a ball. 3 runs in this inning. Bates is at second.
I tell Lenny, we do a lot of stuff with Major League Baseball together, Lenny and I.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Lenny signed a year before I started coaching. He signed in '84 with Grambling.
Mm-hmm.
Said, had I been coaching, you would have never gone to Grambling. You'd have played for Southern. He loved that. Gerald Williams would never have gotten to Grambling. I wouldn't have never let them guys leave. They're 60 miles from Baton Rouge.
That's right.
They would have never gotten away.
Oh, boy.
You talking about big-time players.
Catcher just got nailed by the ball, and that happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we did. We saw that, yeah. Yeah, like he took a shot.
Oh, yeah. Let's look at it again and see what happened.
Oh, that bada bing.
What happened? I missed it.
I wish you would have. Yeah, but she.
It was a foul tip?
No, it wasn't a foul tip.
Oh, yes, it was.
Well, it was a tip, and the ball hit him below the belt.
Oh, okay.
Which is a foul tip.
It hit him in the area he don't want to be hit.
There you go.
Is it?
Oh, okay, dear. Thank you. That's a young lady I know over there is really enjoying this, laughing. Said men need to learn a lesson. Yeah, it's always, we never want to make too much of a joke. about that.
Yep, foul tip right in that area. And so he is that's the catcher from Arkansas Pine Bluff, Vinny Samuel.
Yeah, good player.
Oh, yeah.
Let's hope he do come out of it okay. Fans giving him a hand. He'll be okay. May have a little pain in the morning, you know what I'm saying? But he should be okay.
The bad news about that is your catcher is your quarterback.
Yeah.
Basically on the field.
Yeah.
So, he's giving all the calls. He's, the infield, the whole 9 yards. And so now they will bring a new catcher on for Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Well, it doesn't mean as much. And I don't want to be negative about it. Arkansas is not expected to win, okay? Now, it could affect them in this game, but they're here, and I've been there before, where you're just playing and you hope something good happens.
Right.
You don't know it's going to happen because you've never proven it. You don't have a playbook where we could think they're going to score 4 or 5 runs and win this game. These tournaments are not easy to win. You have to been there. You have to learn to expect certain situations going to happen. They've never experienced that yet.
Yeah, I just checked on the catcher down there. He re-aggravated an injury that he had earlier this season, so they're getting him some medical attention down here. But kind of gave me the thumbs up, but he's in a little pain.
He gave you the thumbs up?
Well, that's good if he gave him the thumbs up.
That's good. He's saying to you he's tough. Tougher than you, Charles.
Very, very. Very. Y'all would have to take me out here on a stretcher.
That'd be 2 of us.
How about 3 and 4? Centurion, 2 and me.
I'd be laid out like I was in church, just laid out.
All right, got a full count.
You know, it has happened to me. And the trainer said, be a man. I mean, that's a nice way to say it. Huh?
Shot down the third base line, and that's going to fall foul. I believe they said that's Brent Voth in the game.
Okay.
As the catcher. Pitch inside for a ball. And Lucky gets on base.
Here's the second baseman. Number 1, Jalen Mack.
Jalen Mack now to the plate. Remember, there are 2 outs in the inning here.
Jalen Mack has been active today at the plate.
Okay, we got a base hit early on.
Oh. You got to do something with that one.
Yes.
Run scores. So Lucky walks. And Brent Voth is in for Samuel at catcher. And now a batter is hit.
Bird takes it in the shoulder.
So now bases loaded here for Southern.
They could maybe score a few more runs here, give them some cushion.
This one popped up to the first baseman. Caught.
That is.
Four runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, and 3 men left on base. We now go to the bottom of the 6th inning with the score. Southern now on top, 11-8. We'll take this time out. Back after this.
History of winning started with the 65 Gators losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. What is the solution?
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water so they could sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
Hey, HBCU friends and fam, spread the word. The Retool Your School program is back and making a bigger impact than ever before. For more than 15 years, we've been making a difference by helping HBCUs build what they need to take their campuses to the next level. From lounges for ideation and collaboration to gardens that beautify campuses. This year, we're showing up in a big way, helping HBCUs shine with over $3 million in Retool Your School grants. Find out more at retoolyourschool.com. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
Back here in Birmingham. On the mound for Southern University is Jeremiah Newman. And now they have the lead, 11-8. Just think, they were down 7-0. Inside.
It's a funny game. Unpredictable. When pitching plays a part. Or don't play a part. Either way.
Unpredictable.
Yeah.
Sixth inning of the ball game.
Jeremiah Newman from Atlanta, Georgia. Transferred from Grambling.
From Grambling.
And taking a walk. McLemore now coming to the plate. So one man aboard.
The other thing I've always never could understand is if a pitcher is having problem throwing strikes, why would coaches continue to ask him to throw curveballs or another pitch that they can't control? My thing is, if it's hard for him to throw a fastball for a strike, what you think will happen with the other pitches? What requires techniques, you know what I'm saying? More fundamental. So my thing is throw fastball. Ooh. He must have heard you. He threw one.
He threw some gas up there.
Yeah, that was one. Well, maybe you ought to keep throwing it. How about that? Leave that breaking pitch alone.
Yeah, Newman looked like he's more comfortable with that fastball. Two-seamer.
Gavin Terry struck out in the first inning, but he had a home run in the second and then a base hit in the fourth. He's been on the base twice and scored 2 runs.
I don't know what it looks like from up there, but it has some MPHs on it. I tell you that much.
Yes.
Has a little thump to the glove.
Pop.
That's a strike.
Ooh, listen, the old mid is popping. Ooh. Back in the day, the mid sound good, so it sounds like a strike. That's what I used to holler when them guy pop it good. It sounds like a strike. Yeah.
Ooh, thought he got him at the knees. But the umpire has better position than me.
Maybe. And I used to try to school umpires too. When the game is literally out of control, out of hand.
Let's move it along.
There you go. Mr. Umpire, open that strike zone some. And in particular against my players. Let's not, you're going to get someone hurt out here. So I wanted him to know I wasn't trying to get him to cheat. I said, open it up wider against my players. Trying to make him understand we needed to move the game along.
2 outs now. Eli Grease-Smith.
I think any coach worth a good coach will do that.
They got some would never do it.
Let's move it along. Let's move this along.
They got some would never do it, man. They would they were still griping if a guy missed a pitch 3 inches off the plate. Oh, you know, come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if a good coach, you would tell umpire move along. You end up getting people hurt in games that are, you know, lopsided, you know. We'll deal with it tomorrow.
That's one thing about baseball. We got it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Straight up the middle. Great defense.
You better calm down and we'll twist his ankle. He's ready to go. I love the energy. I love the fire.
Yeah.
Love it.
6th inning in the books. 11-8 our score. Now to the 7th inning. Take this time out. Back after this.
Started with the 65 Gators, losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. The point is the solution.
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water, so they could sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
We follow pizza drivers and make sure the customers get a Pepsi.
Pizza guy. Pepsi guy.
Is that legal?
It's a gray area.
Not going anywhere without to enhance your pizza's flavor.
That's the perfect combo.
Yeah, he's still following me. Probably a stupid marketing stunt.
Welcome back to Birmingham. Southern up to bat, and it'll be a foul ball. So Southern has really turned things around in this ball game, down 7-0. Now it is 11-8.
Flip the script. SWAC championship baseball.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I've seen some wild games.
Oh, I know you had.
You know.
Been involved in a bunch.
Yeah, been involved in some. Yeah. I remember Alcorn had us down in Natchez, Mississippi in the championship. It wasn't the championship game, it was the game before that. Oh, they had us bad. They had beaten us up, and they beat up my ace pitcher. You know, you lose game one, and they having fun, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I stayed a little longer with the ace pitcher because I didn't want to burn him up. And finally he got his groove. I'll be doggone it. He found his groove. Around the 5th and 6th inning, oh, he started mowing them down. 7th inning, mowing down. And my team caught fire. They started playing up to their potential. And boy, I tell you what, I pinch hit a guy, hit a grand slam home run. And all hell broke loose.
Well, Coach, it begs the question, what made you stay with the ace pitcher?
Well, it was a game one. Didn't want to burn up my arms. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
That's a strikeout, by the way.
I'm thinking maybe what we bring in can't do any better. He's my ace. He's been good. He just had a bad game, to start out with. So I stayed with him, and, boy, he caught fire. He started pitching like the pitcher who was number one. And he put them down. They were 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we started we got the confidence. He had done what we needed. He held them. And that's what you need pitchers to do. Just hold them until they get it together.
First pitch is a ball.
I guess to a certain extent we saw that today with Renard Grace, giving up the 7 runs early, but just kind of holding things steady until the bats came along.
That's right. Something about momentum is a funny, strange thing, man. If you got a good team and they're not playing well and they catch momentum, it's just like a wildfire, Yeah.
Benny Bakar.
Yep.
But the thing I remember in that game, I never showed the team like I was panicking. I never gave them the impression I was panicking, making wild moves. You know what I'm saying? I stayed with the guy, just to see. My thing was.
Base hit in the left field. And the runner is aboard. Benny Bakar, his first base runner in this inning.
And I know this won't show up in there, but Gavin Terry for Arkansas Pond Bluff, who's playing left field. I just love the way he plays the game out there. He gets to the ball very well. He's got a good arm.
Right, he does.
And he gets it in very quickly, and he hits the cutoff man. And I cannot stress that enough to players about hitting the cutoff man. I don't know how you overthrow the cutoff man. It used to drive me nuts.
Yeah. It costs a lot of game.
Yes.
Take the double play out of order. I mean, it keep putting pressure on the defense.
There's a bunt down the third base line, foul.
Baseball. A lot of baseball in the big league, old time. About in the Yankees team.
Coach Ellis made me learn about the Yankees. I'm not the biggest of Yankee fans. Just don't tell him that. But
yeah, I won't tell him.
But he made me learn a lot about the Yankees.
You remember the little third base coach, Frankie Crissetti, number 2 or number 1. He was the third base coach.
Right.
Casey Singer wasn't the guy that taught the Yankees how to win.
It was Crissetti.
It was Frankie Crissetti. He was a mastermind of keeping things in order and do it. So I used to talk to a couple of older guys and they said, man, Frankie Crissetti is really, Casey Singer got all that credit. But it wasn't him. It was little Frankie Crissetti. Well, big thing with Frankie, he used to really put it down. You got to keep the double play in order. You got to hit your cutoff man. You got to keep the ball in front of you. All simple things. That's what he preached, And so, yeah, Frankie Crissetti was the brain behind the Yankees, I dug a little deep into it maybe than Coach Ellis did because Coach Ellis' relationship was more with George Steinbrenner because George used to bring his team down there. I was never going to have a relationship with George Steinbrenner, but I was trying to learn the game. And who better than Frankie Crissetti?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Frankie never got credit for doing it. But there was a ball player, a black ball player by the name of Jerry Kinney. Nobody knows who Jerry
I know
Kinney
who Jerry Kinney is. He's from Beloit, Wisconsin.
Okay, well,
Absolutely.
there it is.
Yeah.
Jerry talked with me at length about it. I'll be doggone.
His mother's Mary Kinney, used to live around the corner.
Oh,
from
my goodness.
Absolutely, I know who
I'm
Jerry
glad
Kinney
people think I'm telling these stories. I'm lying. I can't make them up. They're all true stories. And if my players are listening, another true story. That's why you got to tell true stories. Because
yes, sir. Jerry Kinney, as a matter of fact, he gave me an opportunity to be a PA announcer, and I was the scorekeeper for his Legion baseball team when I was in high school.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, Centauri, it just confirmed to all my players that coach don't lie. He tells true stories. Because that's what I used to tell them, all true stories. Because you never know when you're going to come back and somebody going to hear it and they'll know coach is lying. You know what I'm saying? No, coach tell all true stories.
Base hit, by the way, by K.J. White. Now 2 men aboard, runners at the corners.
I tell you what, Coach, these fireside chats with you are phenomenal.
Well, people need to hear about them because they're true, because those things changed a lot of people's life, made winning baseball teams, winning teams, organization. And, they did a lot of things. I don't know how many people who are living know who Frankie Crissetti is. You have to be an older person or a mature person to know Frankie Crissetti, but he was one of the brilliant minds in the game of baseball, but never got credit for it. Casey Stinger and them guys got the credit. You got me? But it was Frankie Crissetti, And, I got to do an old Jewish guy in West Palm Beach, Florida. Got to be good friends with him. He used to come and watch me play in spring training. And Jacobson was his name. And that's how I got to meet Frankie. Not with Jerry, but I got to know a little more different because Jerry did his part and Jacobson did his part. You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you something. Jerry Kinney not only taught the African-American guys with the Brave, he did it with Boston and a lot of other teams, taught them how to play the game. Jerry Kinney.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he didn't have wealth and kept it to himself. He spread it. And to me, that's the greatest testament.
That's one of the reasons why when he came back to Wisconsin that he decided he wanted to coach Legion baseball, is because he wanted the kids that, not necessarily in high school, but those who were, 18 and, wanted to get into single A and maybe double A ball, teach them about the game. And so they traveled all over the state, Kenosha, Madison, Milwaukee, Chicago. And I remember he gave me the opportunity, him and his assistant coach, Butch Crescent, who was a local businessman in town. And they decided, said, hey, we want him to do our PA announcing and scorebook keeping and what have you. And so, but my mother and my grandmother knew his mother, Mary Kinney, very, very well. Wow. Absolutely.
Thanks for man, this is, and I hadn't seen Jerry. I don't know if he's still alive.
He passed away. He did pass away, yeah.
Hadn't seen him since the 80s, so, But he became very popular with the Yankees because of, I call it community service work he did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he gave his time. There's no question about that.
Yeah. So people out there listening, it's important you tell true stories because you never know when it's going to come back.
That's right.
You got to tell true stories. And we're talking about 30-some years ago, 40 years ago. It had to be true, and there's a man sitting right there.
Here's a hit deep into right field. It'll be caught by the center fielder. And a run will score for Southern.
It's important that Southern continue to put runs on the board because they don't know what that relief pitch is going to do. They've had trouble this year. So they need to make sure he's got enough runs that he could play with as a cushion.
Taj Bates now coming up to the plate for Southern University. He's got a home run and a double in the ball game.
He looked like a spark plug.
I'm telling you, he is a fire plug.
Fire plug, okay, yeah. That's what I really meant. I said so please forgive me. He looks strong.
Oh, very strong. Yeah, he took one out.
Yeah.
One and one to count. Three and one to count with 2 outs. 12-8 is the score. Now the count is full with 2 outs.
Oh, boy, somebody checked us. Jerry Kenny is still alive at 79, according to the encyclopedia. What is that?
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. Say he's still alive.
If he is, that's new.
That's good. Hey.
That's good.
Man, we're doing good. Thank you out there, Jay. You're good. I trust you. You always put out good stuff. You ain't going to put no false stuff out there, Jay. Keep it up. He remembered Frankie Crissetti and Jerry Kenny.
Throw over in time for the out. That's 6-3. One run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left stranded. 12-8 is our score. We now go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 12-8 is our score. Take this time out. Back after this. Woodfield here in Birmingham. Arkansas Pine Bluff at the plate. Carlos Rodriguez coming to bat. First pitch is a strike, and I just texted one of my family members who knows his family. He was a cousin that had passed away. Jerry Kinney actually moved from St. Louis, moved to Beloit, Wisconsin. And then when he was at Beloit, he was a standout player at Beloit Memorial High School in Wisconsin. Went on to play with the Yankees. But his family moved from St. Louis, Missouri. He graduated in 1963 from Beloit Memorial High School.
Wow. This is amazing. I love it. Oh.
That's a strike. Not a lot of people know about this, but he also lettered in football and basketball.
Probably was that good of an athlete. Yeah. But I want to pass something on to the listening audience. They could catch me on YouTube, and
there's a base hit in the left field. Blake Coleman at the plate now.
Yeah, they can catch me on Chopping It Up with Roger Cador and Perry White on YouTube. And if you're in Baton Rouge in South Louisiana, you can catch it on Pelican Sports Television several times a day. So we'll get more information out to you. They sent it to me to mention it, but they didn't give me the time that I should tell. But just go to YouTube and catch Chopping It Up with Roger Cador on YouTube. Chopping It Up with Roger Cador and Perry White.
Well, if you were with Perry, I know you're in good hands.
Oh, you know Perry?
I know Perry.
Okay, yeah, I'm in good hands. Perry does a good job with me. I purposely went to a younger guy so he could help me out, you know. And he's going to be really good. He's a Pine Bluff, Arkansas native. He went to Arkansas Pine Bluff before he came to Southern, so. But he's going to do well in this profession.
Three and one to count, nobody out. Bottom of the seventh inning. Pitch low for ball.
Coach, kind of talk us through this conversation Coach Crenshaw is about to have with his pitcher right now.
Okay. He's probably figured this is the good time to make a change, go to his bullpen, and they can hold it because this is a whole different situation. They've let him down during the course of the year during this situation, so this is a redeeming. Redeem yourself. Make a statement here. Go out and get some outs.
So 2 aboard now for Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Say that again? Oh.
2 on.
Oh, 2 on. Okay. Yeah. Pine Bluff ain't going to go away.
No.
I mean, you're going to have to go in there, throw some strikes, and get some outs.
7th inning, bottom of the 7th.
It's been a slow dance.
Yeah, it has been a slow game.
I call it dance. You know, you know that lady, special lady, you've been waiting all night where they play a slow record where you can hold her close to you and you dance, huh? That's the way we used to do it back in the days. I don't even know if they dance that way anymore.
I don't know if they dance at all anymore at some of these parties. My wife is a teacher and said you see a lot of these students, they'll do line dancing and things, but they just stand against the wall.
That's right. I mean, you know, you've been waiting a while, man. I'm going to finally get to dance slow with this girl. Been waiting for this. Yeah.
That pitch in there for a strike. 2-2 with nobody out to a board for Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Coach, they tell me you never waited too long for a dance.
I waited. Trust me, I was scared. Scared, lacked confidence. Didn't believe in myself. So I had to wait, which was better for me. I waited until I was 22 before I had my first girlfriend. Not a bad thing. I would have screwed up had I done it earlier.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't ready at 22, so didn't have the experience. So it worked out pretty good.
It all works out, Coach.
Always. They're sending me another text here. They're telling me you can watch the show on cable TV viewer Pelican Sports TV in New Orleans, Lafayette, Baton Rouge, Lake Charles on Wednesday at 11 a.m., Thursday at 8 p.m., Friday at 11 a.m., and 8 p.m. on Saturday.
You on almost every day of the week.
Yeah. That's Pelican Sports TV.
Here's a shot into right center. Runs coming around for Arkansas Pine Bluff. Base clearing triple for Dane Small.
This is amazing.
They got to be careful with this UAPB team.
You got to be careful. No game is over with, you know. When you can't go to that bullpen, man. That bullpen is supposed to be a safety valve for a coach.
Well, I think they're getting ready to go to it now.
Okay. Yeah.
12-10 now our score.
12-10.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So I'm going to get away from this TV show, chopping it up with Coach Roger Cato and Perry White. You can go to YouTube and catch us. And obviously, all the people in the Baton Rouge area, in New Orleans, Lake Charles, Lafayette, you can catch us on cable TV, the sports cable TV, Pelican Sports TV, okay? That's it. I'm through with it. Watch us on YouTube. I don't want to promote it. It's out there. We have a lot of fun, so call us in.
New picture coming up for Southern University. We'll take a timeout here in Birmingham. Back after this.
History of winning started with the 65 Gators losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. What is the solution?
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water so they could sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
Hey, Hey, HBCU friends and fam, spread the word. The Retool Your School program is back and making a bigger impact than ever before. For more than 15 years, we've been making a difference by helping HBCUs build what they need to take their campuses to the next level. From lounges for ideation and collaboration to gardens that beautify campuses, this year we're showing up in a big way, helping HBCUs shine with over $3 million in Retool Your School grants. Find out more at retoolyourschool.com. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
Back here in Birmingham for the 2025 Southwestern Athletic Conference Tournament. Bethune-Cookman and Alabama State was scheduled to start at 3 p.m. And it will not start until 30 minutes at the conclusion of this game.
Centauri, I got a message from a friend of yours. Said now you can become a Yankees fan. Former Grambling coach James Cooper.
Really?
Yeah. So, you know, I'm getting everything. Another one of my former players said, tell him something different. Tell him that a scared man can't gamble and a jealous man can't leave home. That's true, though. How can a scared man gamble and a jealous man leave home?
Oh, no. Oh,
well, that is.
Yeah, Coach Coop and I really, he's really cool. Love him to death. His time at Grambling, and now he's with the Yankee organization, of course. Yeah, but yeah, little nugget. Not a lot of people know about that, but about Jerry Kinney and his family. So really, he was a great friend of the family, and so was his mother. And you know, look, after they moved from St. Louis to Wisconsin, it was one of those things where they, my grandmother who worked at the hospital knew her well as well. So Mary Kenny is her mother.
Well, that's good.
Mm-hmm. That's funny. Leave it to Coach Coop.
New picture in there.
Genesis Prosper, sophomore from New Orleans, went to St. Aug High School.
Oh, really?
St. Aug's March 100.
Yeah.
And he gets a strikeout.
Okay.
And that's the first strikeout of the inning. The first out of the inning.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Riera coming up to the plate. Shot into right field. Caught.
And hit tightens up again.
Yeah.
Plot thickens like a good gumbo.
Ooh, you like that, huh?
Ooh, but yeah.
Yeah.
I got that from my friends at Grambling from South Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
New Iberia,
New
St. Martinville.
Oh, you got it. That's really good.
By the way, a run just scored, and it is now 12-11 as Dane Small comes around.
Man, this thing may be more interesting than we think.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
one of the things Coach
Go
Logan
ahead.
Stout has really talked about with his team is he loves their fight. He knows they're going to compete.
Yeah. Well, you know, you got to give Arkansas, because they hadn't been in this thing in a while. So all of this is new. None of the players on the squad have been here. So they're learning, but they're competing. They're not backing down. And they're playing against the most storied team in the SWAC baseball, Southern University. So this is what they're doing, and they're taking it to them and say, we'll show you, big boy. We're here to make some noise.
That foul ball went off of the foot.
Are you sure?
It looked like it, at least.
We don't want it to be where it's been going.
Yeah, we don't want that. Yeah, he's shaking off his leg now.
Okay, good. You have an eye like an eagle.
But with my glasses on, I do.
Oh, Charles, you're missing all the fun up here. This is real.
Charles, this is like being in the frat house with Coach up here.
Strike three. And after giving up 3 runs, Southern University shuts down 3 in a row.
Oh, my goodness.
3 runs. 2 hits. No errors. Nobody left. We now go to the 8th inning. It is now 12-11. Southern on top. We'll take this time out. Back after this.
A history of winning started with the 65 Gators losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. What is the solution?
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water so they could sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
Fun, memories, friendship. We're here for all of it. Here for the big moments and the small ones too. We're here for unforgettable triumph, momentary misfortune, and the impromptu throwdown. We're out here each day, chasing something great. Call it adventure, call it play, we call it fun. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
Back here in Birmingham, it is 12-11 in what has been one of those games started up here for Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Yep.
Then here comes Southern. Now here comes Pine Bluff again, and now we're just separated by 1 run in an elimination game. This is the second one of the day. And tell you what, if you wanted some action, this is
you got some action. There you go.
It here.
It's like a basketball game, a game of runs.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
If this doesn't show the young guys, swing the bat.
That's right.
You got to
I
swing
agree.
the bat. Put the ball in play. Coach Ellis used to tell us that all the time.
Yes.
I remember that in practice. Swing the bat. Put the ball in play.
Yeah.
Put the ball in play.
I agree. He was telling you right.
Oh, and I took that over when I started coaching high school. And put the ball in play. Don't sit up there and leave it in the hand of Blue, particularly on that full count. Drive me nuts. You've got 2 on you, and you take a third one down the middle. If you want me to see, oh my goodness, the hair's already thin. If you want me to pull out any more of it.
Coming up to the plate for Southern University is Jalen Lucky.
One thing, guys, to pay attention to in these final few innings here, the wind has really picked up out here. If you
I
take a look at
noticed
the
that.
flag, it's really blowing out.
Good observation, Charles. I mean, this is really now. Fly balls could be an issue. And you know we're in the bullpen, so we're not at the top of our pitching staff. We got seldom used guys in many cases.
The year Candy Robinson and Texas Southern won the tournament.
Yes.
Candy was he was telling one of his players, he said he called him over because he had taken 2 strikes just looking.
Mm-hmm.
And he said to him, he said, son, how many runs we going to score with you just standing there?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, none, coach. He said, then swing the bat, boy.
Yeah. No runs. You know. That was a good observation, Candy.
Yeah.
That must have been 2004.
Mm-hmm.
They had won only 5 or 6 games the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
They win the SWAC tournament, and they go and beat Rice
Sure
in
did.
the regional. So
That's right.
it was one of those crazy. That's why I tell you, this is game. It could be crazy at times. But the players determine if it's going to be crazy.
True.
Jalen Lucky's
true.
Yeah.
Strikes out, and now coming to the plate is Jalen Mack. Here's a pitch outside for a strike.
This is why you got to swing it if that umpire calling that a strike. You know, you can't let him make the decision on you.
Mm-hmm.
2-1 to count.
Okay, they call it a ball.
That one's a strike. 2-2 to count.
Okay. It don't look good when you're down and the game is deep, and you go only swing at one pitch. You done took 2 strikes.
That one inside for a ball, and now the count is full with 1 out.
You got to take the attitude of the kids who come from the island. The attitude is you can't walk off the island. You got to swing your way off of it. Hit your way. Isn't that beautiful? He walked him?
Yep. So Jalen Mack will get aboard.
There should be a pitch to hit.
Here's a shot into left field. It will fall foul. Just foul.
Okay, what's the pitch to hit?
Well, if you're Pine Bluff here, if you can get Southern into a double play to end the inning, you get out of here with no more damage.
Yes. And they could win the game. Southern is the home team?
Pine Bluff is the home team. Here's a shot into left center field, and it will fall for a hit. Here comes the run around third base. Jalen Mack. And a triple for Cameron Bird. Bird was flying around the bases.
This park is playing really good. It's been fair to the hitters and fair to the pitchers.
13-11 now.
I love to see these guys run.
Yeah.
They can fly, can't they? Oh, man. Just think about it. That was hit the left center, and he tripled that.
What did I tell you earlier? If you enjoy track, come to a SWAC baseball game, because those guys are running.
Yeah.
They're getting around. They're getting around quickly.
You're too young to remember the great teams of Coach Prez, when he had Rav Gar, Mike Cummins, Matt Alexander, John Jeter. He had all of those guys. and they all were sprinters. They could really run, you know. That's when press used to, they would slide home, press would slide behind them. Not a lot of people know that.
Wow.
But he had those kind of players, you know.
And to show you how the tradition, when you had Jeter, John Jeter,
yeah,
his nephew or cousin played with me. Cornelius Jeter came to Grambling and was there. He was there with us 84.
Well, I signed John Jeter's son, but Toronto drafted him in the 5th round and he never
showed.
Yeah, so I had him signed, but there were a lot of kids I signed never showed up because they got drafted. But no, so Cornelius Jeter son was with you, or Cornelius was with you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Y'all had, what year was that?
That was 80. Let me see, because I got there 82. They won in 82. They won 83.
184.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's when you had Lenny Webster and them guys, you know. Them Watkins boys.
Yes, the Watkins playing shortstop.
Juan Watkins, the little pitcher.
Juan McWilliams out of New Orleans playing third
Them
base.
guys would have never, I would have put a fence and blocked them. They would have never made. How could we let all them guys get away going? I would have stopped, you know.
That's right. Juan McWilliams from Brother Martin.
Yeah.
Played Brother Martin.
Yeah. You know, I'm still in touch with a lot of those guys. They do things, and they call me to be a part of what they do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Grace hitting .317. He's 0 for 2 on the day, up to the plate. He has scored twice. He reached base by walks. So, again, we talked about this before. No matter if you get a hit by a pitch or a walk, get on base.
Get on the bag. I don't care how you do it.
And then he scored, and then 2 runs. He scored 2 runs.
Bribe the umpire. I don't care. Just get on.
Bribe the umpire? That might not be good. Maybe talking him to him. Yeah.
There's a shot in the left field. This one's going to fall in for a hit. A run scores for Southern.
Another run. And what is this, the 7th?
This is the 8th.
Top of the 8th.
Top 8.
So we got to do the bottom 8 and 9. Yep. Still a lot of games left.
14-11 now. And we will have a pitching change for Arkansas Pine Bluff. We'll take a timeout here in Birmingham. Pine Bluff going to the bullpen once again. 14-11. Southern on top. Back after this.
We follow pizza drivers, make sure the customers get a Pepsi.
Pizza guy. Pepsi guy.
Is that legal?
It's a gray area.
Not going anywhere without to enhance your pizza's flavor.
That's the perfect combo.
Yeah, he's still following me. Probably a stupid marketing stunt.
A history of winning started with the 65 Gators losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. What is the solution?
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water, so they could sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
Back here in Birmingham, Ratcliffe up to the plate. Emerson Lott on the mound for Arkansas Pine Bluff, and he pitched yesterday in the 8th inning. And boy, there's another catcher. Well, man, he just got hurt.
Oh, come on. This must be something against the catchers.
Oh, boy. Second catcher for Pine Bluff that has gone down.
Oh, my. It's going to make a lot of young kids afraid to play the game. Say, Mom, I don't want to get hit there. I don't want to get hurt. You know.
We're trying to see what happens. Here's a wide shot of it.
Oh, he's got himself up. He's good.
Yeah, he's good.
He took a shot somewhere. I think the same. Pretty.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Now Bakar coming up to the plate. So Ratcliffe actually had hit him first and then hit the catcher.
Okay.
And now Bakar up to the plate.
Coach, do you remember pitch that Grambling? Here's another one that
4-3 on the putout.
I think you might be mad. Cedric Shaw from New Orleans pitched
from Port Allen.
Yes.
Another one
with the Rangers. Pitched with the Rangers. He is now assistant coach, pitching coach up at Philander University in Arkansas.
Really?
Yeah. Huh?
Philander Smith.
Philander Smith. Yes.
Had that guy signed, and Ellis, Robert Williams went in there and they beat me. They gave him, they sold him on something. And I said to him, I said, son, are you sure you want to sign there? I said, I never gonna win this SWAC. With the guys I got, I'm putting you with the best group of guys. And I was correct, but Cedric, we would have beaten a bunch of the big schools.
Mm-hmm.
We would have been, they wouldn't have played us with the people we had with Cedric, you know. But they didn't understand. I had Brian Cornelia, Adele Davenport, Ray Payton. Oh, man, I had so many players. Just needed a pitcher, you know.
Yeah. I talk to Cedric all the time.
Tell him I said hello.
I will. He talks about you. You.
KJ White at the plate. His pitch. It's in for a ball. 3 balls and a strike with 2 outs. So Pine Bluff trying to get out of this inning without any more runs being scored. That pitch in there for a strike. So now the count is full.
Yeah.
Well, if you're Emerson Lott, who's on the mound right now, you need 1 strike.
But KJ White is dangerous if you come close.
3 for 5 today, hitting .350. Here's a shot into right field. This one will stay in and caught.
There we go. All right. So bottom of the 8th.
And so for Southern, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on. And we're now going to the 8th, bottom of the 8th inning. Pine Bluff trailing 14-11. We'll take this timeout. Back after this here in Birmingham.
Fun, memories, friendship. We're here for all of it. Here for the big moments and the small ones too. We're here for unforgettable triumph, momentary misfortune, and the impromptu throwdown. We're out here each day, chasing something great. Call it adventure, call it play, we call it fun. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
A history of winning started with the 65 Gators, losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. What is the solution?
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water, so they could sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Boom, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
Back here in Birmingham. And there you see some of the Bethune-Cookman folks are waiting for their turn to come up.
One of the best shirts I saw today said, Gato Loco, crazy cats, in Spanish.
I tell you what, Bethune-Cookman and Florida A&M have added a different dimension to this conference. And I think that they have really added to the profile of baseball in the SWAC now. It was already great, and now it's even better.
Commissioner McClellan, when they brought him in, he said, I'm a big baseball commissioner. He said, I love baseball, and you know it. I said, yes, I do. He said, FAMU and Bethune-Cookman is going to change the dynamics of the league. It's going to make it better.
Yeah.
And I said, all we need is more good team. You make the conference more competitive.
You make it competitive, and I've been talking with the coaches down there saying to the same thing, to that of their addition is now there's an arms race in the conference because now you have to recruit players.
Yeah.
You have to recruit pitchers now.
Yeah.
Now they have to go deep and get pitchers.
That's right. It's an arm race, yeah. Someone asked me, would you want to be coaching now? I said, why would I give up what I got?
I hear you.
But you see, some people can't give up coaching because they want glory, and you can't have it forever. You know what I'm saying? Man, I've had a great run. I'm doing exactly what I want to do, and I'm still helping people.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm still helping people. You know.
You've given guys opportunities, and I don't think people realize that coaching from high school to college, you're trying to give you guys opportunities because we all know that this has a shelf life.
A real short shelf life.
It's a shelf life. And if you play college baseball, any level for me, my view is at any level, you're playing more than anybody else is going to play from high school. So you've played college baseball. You get an opportunity to continue to play the game you love, but get an education. And after that, you're going to be in that field of professionalism than anything on the field.
That's right. But the shelf life you mentioned is really real. I mean, it's going to go away.
Yeah.
There are things on shelf get spoiled, and you got to throw them, get rid of them. Am I correct?
That's right. That's right.
As they say, preach, preach.
How many 40-year-old outfielders have you seen?
Not in college. Very few in the pros.
Very, very few.
Very few. I wanted to tell you a story about Chet Brewer. Oh, Chet is too old. You're too young to know who Chet Brewer is. Chet Brewer played in the Negro League and was a scout on the West Coast. Signed a lot of good players. But I can't tell the story the way I want to tell it on the air.
Well, we'll wait till you go. We'll wait till your show. Wait till your show.
Oh, you know that's good.
Well, I can tell part of the story.
Okay.
It's acceptable.
Okay.
The other one is acceptable, but I just don't want to say it. It's acceptable. Well, there was a black man in Chicago in the 30s, kept trying to go for a tryout. And this white man kept saying, son, or he didn't say son, boy, I'm going to cut you. Don't go well. I'm going to have you arrested. Don't come back here asking for a tryout. He went 5 days in a row. Every day he told him that.
And a strikeout.
It's over?
No, it's not over, but that was a big strikeout for Southern.
So 5 days in a row. Finally, on the 5th day, he told his coach, I'm going to embarrass that boy today. We got this big 6'8" white boy throwing 98 miles per hour. And when that boy come to bat, I'm going to tell him bring him in. Well, that opportunity came and they said, he's about to bat, coach. I said, good, get the pitcher. The pitcher came in, throwing 98 miles per hour. That brother said, boy, grab a bat. Brother went in, took a couple of practice swings. The first pitch, he was aggressive. First pitch he saw, he hit a line drive to right center field, being a right-hand hitter. He said, ooh, look at that Cuban run.
I get it.
I
get it.
I really, for years, was. Chet Brewer told that story in 1993. For years, I was angry with the development of how this all happened. Not the fact that I expected him to do what he did, call a boy this and didn't give him a chance. But what was so stunning that people missed, that they all knew the black man was black, right?
Oh, Hammy.
Huh? Oh,
got an injury down on the.
Yeah, Jalen Lucky went down.
Hamstring.
Chasing that foul ball down there.
Yeah.
Wow. You don't need him hurt.
Well, your first baseman.
And there was not anything serious to get hurt.
Oh, looks like it's cramp. Looks like
okay. Yeah, it didn't look like it would. Yeah, it's cramp. Yeah, they wouldn't be able to do that if that was a hamstring.
Yeah.
I want to finish that story because
they just confirmed he's cramping down there.
Okay, because it's important for people to hear it. They all realized he was a black man, that they were denying an opportunity, okay? But because the man who was leading the denial of giving him an opportunity said, ooh, look at that Cuban run. Just think about how sad that is, America. With one swing of a bat, a man became a black man without a job to a Cuban with a job. It said to me, how could that man convince those people looking at it that this man was not black anymore? But it shows that this is what happened in America. Somebody convinced a lot of people to do damage to black people. And that's what happened. I had to tell that story because it had bothered me for years that this man wasn't a Cuban. Now, I've had older white men who were general manager told me they tricked a lot of people by telling them, this is a Cuban, he's not black.
Yes, those are very true stories.
No, they're true stories.
Very true stories, yes.
But to say, people looking at you, you're a brother, man. You're Cuban. Look at that Cuban run. Yeah. But I had to tell that story because Chet Brewer told it so eloquently. And I thought about that story for many years because I broke it down and looked at everything that was involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
Convince someone something is not, is white if it's black, is red if it's blue. I convince someone so easy.
Yeah. Well, Pine Bluff right now, they are trying to get a few runs.
Again?
They're
Oh.
they're down by 3. Down by 3 runs here.
I can't be too partial for Southern because I got to be careful. I want them to win, but that's okay, huh?
That's absolutely fine.
Huh?
You have you have your loyalties. You have your loyalties.
I just can't pull for them on the air.
You try not to.
You try not to. So that's why I'm trying not to say too much about them on the air. Other than they need to get these outs.
Well, for this Arkansas Pine Bluff team, they have really played well. And strike 3 call, and that will retire Arkansas Pine Bluff.
This is the 8th.
Going into the 9th.
Top of the
Top
ninth.
of the
coming
9th.
up.
This is for all the shebang.
The top of the 9th?
Going top of the 9th.
No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on for Arkansas Pine Bluff in the 8th. We'll go to the 9th inning with the score 14-11. Southern on top. We'll take this time out. Back after this. Back here in Birmingham, Southern University up here in the top of the 9th inning. They will bring Thibodeau up to the plate.
You know, one of kind of the interesting things, kind of looking around the ballpark, is Bethune-Cookman and Alabama State trying to do a lot just to kind of stay warm and kind of keep their energy up. This ball game is running pretty long here for them.
Yeah.
You are right about that.
Is it an Arkansas Pine Bluff thing? Because they ran into a long one last night. They were involved with a marathon last night.
Yeah.
A little bit of a common denominator there.
Yeah.
The Golden Lions, yeah.
The Lions. Yeah. They don't have nowhere to go. They'll want to play another 2 or 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I like the way they have competed.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah, I like the way they competed. You know, this coach have no idea what the conference tournament is like. He
Safe at first.
You know. And he brought in this team, and they competed.
Yeah, they're competing very well.
Yeah.
And I tell you the thing that's so impressive about them. Like you guys talk about how much they're competing, but you know they great attitudes. I mean, in terms of being over there in the dugout, everybody picking each other up, and again just preaching that belief. You know, we're still in this. We're still in this. So I've really been very impressed with not only Coach Logan Stout, but this Arkansas Pine Bluff team.
I talked to them too before the game. They were near the tent for the VIP for the SWAC.
Oh, the hospitality.
Yeah,
tent.
so I got to talk to a couple of those players. I really like their attitude. You know, they're happy to be here, but they're here to try and do some damage too. Yeah.
The change in the Arkansas Pine Bluff program can do nothing but add to what we have in the SWAC.
Right, exactly.
That's all they can do.
That's it. Now, if we can get this change at Prairie View and at Alabama A&M and then Alcorn, just bring that up a little. You know what I'm saying? They'll do okay. Prairie View's got a chance to be the monster because they got the facility.
Oh, beautiful facility.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. You know.
And even, Coach, like you're saying, some of the teams that did not make it, throughout the course of the season, you saw them take a game here or there from teams that you would not expect that they would have taken a game from. They might have lost a series, but it turns heads when they're able to pick off a game here and there.
That's right. I agree with you, Charles. They did a good job. You know, it's just, you know, the coaches got to believe in getting that players to believe in themselves and what they're trying to get them to do. I would say to them, simplify things a little more that you're trying to get them to do, and you'll find out that success rate is going to go up. Don't start asking kids to do stuff you can't do or wasn't able to do as a player. Just keep things simple, you know.
Swung on and missed. Here's a throw to second. Nowhere near, but at least it did not go into the outfield.
It was a good throw that straight at him, but not nowhere near where they could get the out. It didn't bounce. It didn't go wide. It was straight into his glove.
Taj Bates, that shot he hit today was unbelievable. This guy's so powerful.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, he's powerful. This is one of the
comes down into center field.
This is one of the things that have me puzzled about Southern. They got Bates and they got Thibodeau and Luckett and a couple other guys. Why doesn't it ring success? You know, they score runs. When they score runs, the pitchers don't hold them. When they don't score runs, the pitcher holds the other team down. I don't understand. You know.
They're going to work it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's very much been, you know, a tale of 2 seasons, if you will, for Southern. They were struggling for a bit there, and then all of a sudden they caught fire. You know, they won 7-8 in a row. So, you know, this is a very explosive team, and like you mentioned, I mean, kind of the pitching staff, or the pitching has kind of been the Achilles heel, but we've seen some pretty good quality starts from Southern in this tournament. They got some pretty live arms out there.
Yeah.
14-11 here in the top of the 9th inning.
I tell you guys one thing that is a staple of the SWAC baseball tournament. That is the Southern baseball fan. They are loud and boisterous always.
Yeah.
Charles, take it from us. They always have been.
Yes. I am in Thailand.
Jalen Mack now coming to the plate.
So you have 2 men on. It is now the top of the 9th. Southern is up by 3. 14-11. With the 1 out, you just take, do you bunt around or do you try to just let him swing?
You can't bunt. They're down 3 runs?
No, Southern. Southern is up. 3 runs.
Yes, and they're hitting.
They're hitting.
You got to try to put more runs up. Just swing away. The pitcher taking a lot of time. He's not going to throw hard. I mean, you know, he's the kind of guy you could do something with.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a hard throw. So he can't blow the ball by you. You just got to be quick and try to make solid contact. Let's see what happens here. There you go.
That pitch missing for a ball.
Let me tell you what he did there, which he shouldn't be doing. He's trying to hold a guy on and throw. The guy's trying to steal.
Double steal.
He was trying to keep the guy from stealing and throw the ball home. That's why he was throwing those balls. You got to pick up your target.
Cameron Bird now coming to the plate.
Keep getting some weapons up there. They're not going to keep letting it off the hook. It's a good pitch right there. I don't know what he called it.
2-0. It was a ball.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that pitch too.
Yeah. See, this is where the umpires got to take control. This game has lasted way too long. Ooh, that one is hit pretty good.
And it is out of here. Home run for Southern. And it is now 17-11. Cameron Bird. He scored 3 runs today by himself. 3 RBI on that trip.
Wow. He gets behind that. Hits it right in front of the scoreboard.
It was just a matter of taking a good swing. The pitcher doesn't have anything he could get him out with. I mean, that's what most kids have to understand. What does he feature that can get me out? Nothing. He just got his hand on the ball, let him throw the ball, and take a good level swing. And he did exactly that, and that's why he made solid contact, knocked the ball out the park.
Swung on and missed. Top of the 9th inning here in Pine Bluff. will come to the plate. That's a strike. They'll come to the plate needing at least 6 runs.
Maybe Southern will score 5 more.
Oh goodness.
7, and the game will be over with. Ooh,
and there's a strikeout.
There we go.
Not bad. That was a good pitch off the plate. Okay.
So 3 runs, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It is now 17-11. Back after this.
A history of winning started with the 65 Gators losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. The point is the solution.
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water, so they could sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
We follow pizza drivers, make sure the customers get a Pepsi.
Pizza guy. Pepsi guy.
Is that legal?
It's a gray area.
Not going anywhere without to enhance your pizza's flavor.
That's the perfect combo.
Yeah, he's still following me. Probably a stupid marketing stunt.
Carlos Rodriguez now coming to the plate as we are here in Birmingham, Alabama. It is the 2025 Southwestern Athletic Conference Baseball Tournament. Pine Bluff, they've got 9 outs, or 3 outs, I should say. They have to get 6 runs to tie and move it on into the 10th inning, or they have to score 7 in order to win.
Yes, I did.
This one swung on, foul.
Coach Cater, Carlos Brown on the Carlos Brown Show, wanted to make sure he said hello to you.
Tell him I said hello.
Yes, indeed.
The franchise.
Franchise, indeed.
Yeah.
Over the head of the batter. Oof. A tough pitch.
To your point, Coach, you know, if he can't get around on you, why are we throwing all these curves? Let's go ahead and get it done.
This is what I can't understand. That's what I saw when Grambling was playing, the first game Grambling played, and they had a guy on first base.
And there's a strikeout. So the first out of the inning.
Who obviously couldn't run. He was like a catcher, couldn't run. And we had 2 outs. Grambling got 2 outs, needing to get it out. The pitcher is thrown over to first base to deal with that. I had to scream from the dugout, man, leave that guy alone. You don't need, that guy can't steal. You know, Pierre them got to know better, you know? Because young people do anything.
Blake Coleman.
They will.
Blake Coleman up
Yeah.
to bat for Arkansas Pine Bluff. 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Coach, did you have to give him a gentle reminder there?
What was that?
I said, did you give him a gentle reminder or a forceful?
I yelled. I said, what the hell are you doing? I'm sorry. It's
Oh, man.
Don't throw over there. You know.
Well, Bethune-Cookman and Alabama State, they have been camping out for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Alabama State players, they pitched a 10 over here.
I think this is why maybe when you got situated, I knew all season we've been having high-scoring games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's definitely been some high-scoring games.
Yeah,
No
so
question about
that was a risk this year. It was going to happen here. You got me? Was the games were going to be longer than normal.
And another strikeout.
What the umpire is telling these guys, swing the bat. I'm not going to save you.
That's good.
Swing the bat.
Well, it should have been. I mean, you got to let somebody know. Swing that bat. Don't come up here thinking you're going to get something.
2 outs. The Tigers are down to their last attempt to try to do something or keep it alive.
Yeah, Pine Bluff now, they just want to get out of this. And they want to see if they can maybe score a couple of runs here. But right now, it has really been tough for them.
Yeah.
A little discussion with the pitcher.
No, I think what Sloss is doing is actually venting to the umpire, but he's doing it while he's standing next to his player, so he's not openly confronting the umpire.
The coach?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
It's
catch.
the wrong time.
I saw that.
That's exactly what was happening.
I know that move.
Yeah.
I know that
But it's
move.
the wrong time to vent. You can't vent when the thing is out of hand. You got me?
Yeah.
I agree if it was the 6th inning, 5th inning. You're not happy about something, you can go vent, you know. 9th inning with 2 outs. You probably want to tell your boys, make sure you swing the bat, be aggressive. Because in reality, you don't know what can happen. Southern hadn't done the best job of closing games this year, you got me?
Yeah, I'm watching this right now.
Yeah, they haven't done it. So it's not like it can't happen. But the umpire have a responsibility, too, to get the game moving, to make sure that, you know, I'm going to be aggressive, you better be aggressive. You got me?
Foul off.
That was good placement right there, right at those knees. Give him the fastball. If he's going to watch, let him hit it on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
That one up in the zone a little bit.
So why would you come back with that?
Huh?
Why would you come back with the trying to curve?
It's just hard to understand, man. It's just difficult to understand.
Well, we also have to remember that, you know, these kids are in a different situation. And these are 18 to 22-year-olds. And that's going to be a strike. No.
No, he doesn't.
Call it a ball.
Saved by the bell.
I think we were all 2 steps out of the dugout on that one.
Yeah. Well, you know, again, the game got a little out of hand, and nobody took control who was a part of the game. You got me? Umpires, players, you know, coaches. You got to take care of it.
Swung on and miss.
That'll do it.
And that will do it.
What I was impressive with was how Southern started to swing the bats.
Yeah.
They were down, 7-0?
Yeah.
7-0. You thought they were down, but they came and they kept swinging the bat, stayed active.
Yeah, they stayed active.
And
every move Arkansas made, they answered.
But they countered.
Yeah.
17-11, the final score. And for Southern University, they will move on.
It looks like he is going to get Boyd.
So we'll get to the interview here in just a little bit.
Yeah.
Southern University will play the winner of FAMU and Grambling tomorrow at noon. Jackson State has already moved on. They'll take on the winner of this next game, Bethune-Cookman and Alabama State, tomorrow at 9 a.m. So it's going to be a short day for somebody tomorrow. Final score here is 17-11. And before we get out of here, we're going to go to get on to Charles Bishop here in just a second to talk to one of the great players. And again, this is going to be it's going to be tough no matter what happens here for Southern because, you got to play again tomorrow. Let's go down to Charles Bishop.
Yeah, down here with Cameron Bird, man. Had a huge day today. Big home run at the end. But talk about being down 7-0 the way you guys fought back in this game.
We knew it was going to be a dogfight. We didn't want to go home, and that's the type of team that we have. We play for each other, and we showed there that we could put it together and be one team and be all for Southern.
I noticed you guys were really picking each other up when you were down 7-0, but just talk about just sort of the belief in yourself.
It's just the preparation that we did all year. Just the hard days, the 5 a.m.s, the 3 p.m.s, the workouts, the practices, the amount of reps that we got. We just believe in that. We go out there and just play loose and play Southern baseball.
No doubt. Go celebrate with your team, buddy.
Yes, sir.
17-11, the final score. We'll take this break here, and we will be back for game number 3 here in the 2025 Southwestern Athletic Conference Tournament. 5:20 is the start time between Bethune and Alabama State. Until then, for everybody on the broadcast crew, we will see you in 30 minutes from here in Birmingham. Always remember, one nation, one people, peace.